Welcome, hail and well met to the first part of Westgate Irregulars' Destiny, the finale of the Westgate Irregulars campaign that has been going on for almost 3 years now. Rather than do an entire fourth season, we are doing a mini series of sessions. This will not be the only one. There will be at least one more, possibly a couple more. So stay tuned for that. But to reintroduce you to the Irregulars and their place in Westgate and their ultimate enduring legacy. That is what these sessions are about. This is also the penultimate episode of our Extra Life Marathon. Thank you for those who've been sticking with us for a while. Some of us have been gaming since noon. Some of us took a break more sensibly. I see you down there, Rhiannon, looking rested. But here we are, ready to cap it off. We are over halfway, almost halfway, about halfway to our goal. We are looking to raise as much money as possible for the Children's Miracle Network, and we thank you very much for anything that you can offer. We still have great incentives available. Having one-shot games run for you and your friends by some really legendary GMs, and some consultations on creative works and all sorts of stuff. So go and check that out. In the meantime, hi, I am Eric DeVee. I am the GM of this game, the Westgate Irregulars campaign, one of the founding members of Dungeon Scrawlers. It has been a pleasure to be with you for this long, and we're going to cap it off really well. On that note, take it away, Rhiannon.
I think Eric meant to say ultimate instead of penultimate, because this is the last one of the night. You're not staying after this.
Penultimate episode of the campaign, ultimate episode of Extra Life.
Okay.
I have been gaming for 8.5 hours. I am not going to be accurate entirely.
I'm Rhiannon.
I'm also drinking. So
yes. Well, like
true.
I write urban fantasy under Rhiannon Held, space opera under RZ Held, and tonight I'm going to tell you a little bit about one of our sponsors. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons and Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Frida, Havilar, and Mehen from Brimstone Angels novels, written by Aaron, who's not here. I am saying it instead. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices, and possibly something else since this was written. For more information, check out idlechampions.com, and there is a chess code on the screen.
It is down in the lower left corner. And then also just want to do a quick shout out to Jennifer Kretschmer, who's got a character in Idle Champions currently.
Me too.
Alindra.
I should have said that name instead of the one.
Yeah, you're good.
Aaron's.
Amazing.
But yeah, you can check out Alindra. She's there and she's awesome.
So, Allie?
Hi, everybody. I am Alexandra Pitchford, or Allie. You might know me as Shay Darksong in the chat. I am usually a moderator, though. I've been on here a lot lately, and I'm not mad about it. I am a writer and game designer, and currently am working on a serialized novella that I'm releasing chapter by chapter on my Patreon. And tonight I am playing, as ever, my favorite, Shay Darksong, who has had a bit of an upgrade, a bit of a promotion recently. So that'll be fun to play.
Hi, I am Jen Kretschmer. I'm usually haunting the interwebs as @DreamWisp on Twitter and various social networks, depending where we end up. And on Twitch as DreamWisp Jen. I'm an author. I've written for D&D, Starfinder, Haunted West, a bunch of other cool things. I'm a disability consultant. I created the Accessibility and Gaming Resource Guide, and I'm a performer. I am part of the cast of Children of Erte, which is Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific on Demiplane, where we have our DM, Deborah Ann Roll, taking us through a very cool fairy tale world that I play your friendly neighborhood troublemaker, Maeve Morgan Flynn. But tonight, I will be playing your friendly neighborhood spelljamming captain, Vane, Lady Blackblade, here to screw shit up. I
Excellent.
went to not curse and then I immediately cursed. Sorry.
Just replace one with the
That
other.
kind of
Yeah.
game.
Hey,
Nice.
cursing is okay. Just one F-bomb per session. Make it count.
And I skipped it. So I used the other budget.
Excellent.
Love it. Hello, everybody. My name is Ying Wang, and I'm one of the dungeon scrollers here on this channel. I play Stong Makguk, the barrel-chested, barrel-wearing, very hairy heir to the Murder Bear tribe. It has been a long time since I said that, and it is like riding a bicycle.
It
Just
feels
full-
it feels good.
It feels right. It feels right. I just want to do a quick reminder about the Extra Life incentives that are still yet to be claimed. We have one pack remaining, just one, of Aaron M. Evans's special Empire of Exiles charity pack. It is $100, but for that $100, you can get a signed copy of her book. You can get a t-shirt that you can't get anywhere else, and you get all the pre-order goodies. So even if you have pre-ordered it, this is a great way to get a gift set for somebody else, or you can keep the signed copy and gift away the one that isn't signed, and you could also support children's charities at the same time. Beyond that, so there's only one of those left. The other ones have sold already. And beyond that, we have a couple of, so Eric is still offering to consult on your D&D campaign. So if you got like a homebrew going on, you got like a source book you're working on, you can book some time with the main man over here, and he can help guide your book to the next level.
Please tell me about your character.
Yes. And
Can
also,
confirm he's good at it.
super good. Also, we have a couple of one-shots up for grabs. You could play 2 games with me. Well, there's 2 of them up for grabs with me. If you've ever seen one of my really silly one-shots, like the Cave Pre-Story one-shot where you get like limited language, or you think you could run a fancy coffee shop better than the people that did it before, pool in money with your group and then buy a one-shot with me. Otherwise, you could buy a super amazing one-shot with the amazing Keith Aman, who is just here. DMing for us, and he is the author of The Monsters Know What They're Doing, and his one shot was super fun. Like, I would love to have just played that for 10 hours, seen the rest of the lair, and seen all those other cool things and traps that he had prepared for us.
Look, we are professionals. We are practiced hands at D&D. We were so scared that Yang Yang had to disintegrate the BBEG twice
Right. Double
just to make
disintegrate.
sure. It was, that was a very good time. Keith Amon will be an excellent DM for you. And that will be a once in a lifetime opportunity. Don't let it slip by.
Yeah. So all those items, even if you don't have the time to talk to your other party members tonight and then get the funds together, they will be open until the 12th. So if you wanted to chat with your other group mates, see how much everyone could throw in, and see if you can get it. It's a great cause. It is for charity, and you get a really fun game on top of that. That's it for me, Eric. Take it away.
Right. Remember that we will also be doing a giveaway of copies of my book, Femmes Fatale, with Amanda Cherry, who's in the chat. And I have 3 of them to give away. And I also have this large box of cookies that Amanda brought for me. There are still a lot of cookies there. Remember that if you donate $10 to our Extra Life and just say, "Eat a cookie, Eric," I will do it on screen and give you a special shout out. All right.
I'm glad to see she made good on the promise of baked goods, though.
Amanda is a woman of her word.
Oh, all of Aaron's packs officially sold out.
Oh, amazing.
Nice.
Congratulations to those who picked those up. That is going to be
Very
an
nice.
excellent book, and I hope you enjoy.
Yep. And thank you, James, for supporting Extra Life and Children's Miracle Network Hospitals.
All right. Ready to go?
Yep, do it.
Ready.
Fantastic. So, it is a new day for Westgate. The many years of trials and tribulations have forged a new strange thing on the Dragon Coast, a fledgling democracy. The old guard has been destroyed through fire, if rumors are to be believed. And any would-be monarchs who have risen to occupy the throne have been overthrown or undermined or caught in some kind of scandal long before they could rise. There is, however, one last loose end that needs to be tied up, and that is the Night King. A scourge upon Westgate, who has ruled the city from beneath the streets for centuries. He is eternal. He is undying. He cannot be thwarted. He cannot be defeated. He cannot be reasoned with. But perhaps he has a weakness, and it can be exploited. A ragtag collection of heroes, powerful, mighty, cloaked in power and honor and prestige, come together in an effort to overthrow the Night King and save Westgate for those who would dwell in the light and goodness. But it has been said that when you come at the king, you best not miss.
Oh, nice.
And so, it has been some time since the Westgate Irregulars were together. Briarhouse is a quiet place. Gone are the days when there were many voices and much activity in the halls. Gone is the boisterous laughter of Rogar. Gone the eternal bickering of Cecilia and Sargent. The only one who remains in this place is Artemisia Tararone and her staff. Not a physical staff, not a staff of power. She's wielded things such as that before, but greater than that. Those people who surround her, who support her cause. Charity, for instance. Her maid, who has been loyal to her these many years, who wakes her up long before she's ready to tell her that breakfast is ready. My lady, if you don't get up, you'll miss the best part of the day. Artemisia, you awaken with dreams of running through the night as a wolf. And you suspect, based on the state of your clothes and the bedclothes, that they are not so much dreams as recollections.
Yep.
Charity says, have you forgotten that it is the investiture today?
Nope. But
you did forget, didn't you?
Well, I didn't really want to go, so I mean, but I should go, so I best get ready.
Indeed. Let me help you dress. Which dress was it that you'd like? So,
does Artemisia remember? Does she know which investiture this is?
It takes you a moment to remember, but you're pretty sure that Charity is talking about the investiture of Mirren Darkdance as the new Crowamark of Westgate. The first elected Crowamark of the city, elected by a popular vote of the people rather than the Merchant Council. She is the representative, the vanguard of this new democratic order. Perhaps a better candidate could not have been found, but it is still troubling to Artemisia, who has always been tense and anxious when it comes to politics.
Yep. Okay, well, as long as it's not like secretly Artemisia that they're investing.
They have
she'll-
tried that on you a couple times. You
Yep.
have successfully fended it off.
So she'll get dressed up nice. She'll wear the because she doesn't usually do gowns. She does the jacket and leggings. She'll do a jacket. It's not cut for her wings. The shirt underneath is if she needs to. But it's not her time. She's not showing off. She's there to, it's for Mirren. So then she'll get all dressed, do her hair, and then go grab some breakfast, and then she can be on her way.
Speaking of breakfast, we have a donor who has
Oh.
requested that Eric eat a cookie.
Cookie time. Cookie
For the
time.
children, Eric.
Who is this donor?
It's Garwar.
Oh, hey, Gar.
Gar, I did save your life several times during that last game, and you saved mine too.
And
We
thus,
made a good
thus he
team.
gifts you cookies.
Yeah, exactly.
I very much appreciate
They're,
this. This is for you.
thanks for the life-saving cookies.
This is for you, Garwar.
Nom nom nom.
Continue.
Proceed.
While I'm eating a cookie, I can't really talk very much, so you're in charge. Go ahead.
Well, in that case, I mean, Artemisia is going to eat quickly and then go out into the city to head to wherever the ceremony's being held. I assume that maybe the arena, because it would be big enough for the crowds. So she's going to head that direction. Let's see. Should she hire a carriage? I think not, because it'll be very busy and it'll get stuck in traffic. So she can walk or
You have
bike.
your own carriage, actually.
Well, is it the one that's Lilton's? Because she still doesn't trust Lilton's carriage.
It used to be,
It's really smart.
but the arms it showed up on your doorstep one day. The arms were removed. The inside was reupholstered in a color more suited to you. Bronze, not gold. And there was a note that said, you should have this. I have no use for it.
Okay.
And the note was not signed.
Okay. Well, it could be Fane, maybe. Could be Lilton. She doesn't really believe he's dead until she sees the body like on fire or something, decomposing into ash. So she'll take.
Did you end up with the ring? Or
Yes.
okay,
Yeah, she's
you
got
still
the
have the ring. All right,
She's
so
still
you
got
look
the ring.
at the ring. The stone in the ring is black. But it has faint golden light that appears in it sometimes. So you're pretty sure Lilton is inside that ring.
He handed it over to me. Now I'm mad. He said it was going to be mine and he wasn't going to do anything else with it.
Oh no, sorry. I was talking about the device that Glasia hooked you up with to capture him,
I see.
which wasn't necessarily a ring, right? It was a gemstone.
It was a gemstone, yeah.
Do you have the gemstone, or did you give it to Fane?
I would have given it to Glacia.
Oh, Glasia has not come to collect it as yet.
Okay. Well, in that,
You
I
still
remember.
have the gemstone.
The gemstone is in a lead-lined box in a lead-lined, like, stone.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
compartment.
Trap your
in
ex-lover in a
Firehouse.
stone with a demon, put him in a lead-lined box, then
Like you did.
bury him under stone.
Who amongst us hasn't?
Oops, amongst
mean-
us.
I mean, it's valid. It's valid.
Okay, so yes, so that's all organized. Off she goes in the carriage, as befits her inadvertent station in life. She doesn't walk anywhere.
Okay, great. I finished the cookie. Thanks, Gar. All right. While Artemisia is headed into the city to do some shopping, spend some time before the investiture ceremony, we are going to go instead to Lady Blackblade So I believe you spent the last night carousing. Westgate is
about
an
right.
excellent place for carousing. Do you have memories of what you were doing, and what were they? Or is it all a blur?
Most of it is a blur. There are flashes here and there, an occasional fight, many, many, many drinks. But most of it is not particularly clear.
Okay.
There were many, many, many drinks.
Excellent. The prime material plane has limited pleasures, but Westgate, you have found, is a place that speaks to you on some level. At times when your life has taken a steep downward turn, you often find yourself in this backwater sewer of a place, a pit of scum and vice and terrible villainy. But there's something appealing about it, you know? Something very attractive. And as you're having this thought, having pulled yourself up from being passed out at a table, a woman slides into the booth across from you. An elf woman with dark hair, midnight blue-black color, and vibrant golden eyes. And she says, "Lady Blackblade, it is so good to see you again. I had hoped that I would find you." This is Ilra Nathalin. Takes you a second to recognize her, but you know her. You have had
You're a bit
interactions before.
blurrier than the last time I saw you.
That would probably be the strong wine. I hear that you drank the entire cellar's worth.
That would explain it.
So some of your past history with Ilra, well, some of it you can imagine, but your initial connection is that the elf who initially taught you a good number of your sword fighting techniques, Ildar Nathalin, is a figure from her past. They have some sort of relationship history. You're not sure exactly what it is, and she's never explained it, and Ildar only blushed whenever you asked. But he is long gone, and it eventually led you to her, and that was a good meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So she says, "Well, since you're in town, I was hoping that you might undertake an adventure for me."
Your customary greeting is, "Hello, have work."
My customary
Yeah.
greeting over the course of many years has been, "Hello, have work."
I'm happy to have the work.
But we can go back to the pleasantries if you like.
You know I love pleasantries.
Well, perhaps the pleasantries slightly hereafter. This particular task involves, and her expression darkens slightly, involves a man who has wronged me many times over many, many decades.
My hand already starts twitching for my weapon.
He is powerful, and he is dark as the night. But I think I have finally figured out how to be rid of him. I know you are not a murderer for hire. I know you are not a sword to be wielded, but, and she puts her hand on top of your hand on the table, I was hoping I could persuade you.
I'm listening.
She smiles, faintly relieved. You know that Illyrin is a woman of closely guarded emotions. It is difficult to see through her shields. But you see that she truly is emotional, and you truly have reassured her. And she starts to explain about what is needful. All right.
Aw.
Stong. You have found your way back to Westgate. You see the city laid out before you. You see the Sea of Fallen Stars spread out to the north. Or maybe you're approaching by ship. Which do you think would be more reasonable? To take a horse, to take a ship?
Stong would most definitely take a horse. He has spent many of his formative years in the wilderness, and so naturally he finds it quite comfortable, much more so than any ship by sea.
A very large horse indeed.
Rather wide, a little rotund mule, perhaps. A mule that could have, in another life, been a warhorse.
Excellent. How do you feel upon seeing Westgate? It has been some time since you've been here. How much time? I'm being a little bit vague, but it's been some time. Long enough for the levers of democracy in a state that has never known democracy to turn. Which is to say, a long time indeed.
Does he have Mirabelle with him?
I don't know, do you? And what is she like if she's there?
I think that she's not there with him currently.
Okay. Is she in the city? Is she waiting for you?
I think that she's somewhere out there in Westgate. Perhaps she's waiting for him, but it's the first time that so they've been possibly estranged for a little while, and this will be the first time that he's seen her in a number of years. So not only has he returned to Westgate after so long, but he will see the adopted daughter that he has not seen for so long. So he's doubly nervous.
Very well, very well. Yes, you have a letter that has prompted your return to Westgate. It might not be the only reason that you are returning. You might be coming to see Mirabelle. You might be coming to reconnect with old friends. But there is a letter that did arrive. Have you read? You've obviously read this letter.
Yes.
Who was the letter from? Was it from Artemisia?
That's who I'm originally thinking, yes.
Okay.
You'd have kept him up to date.
Just telling you the goings on in the city, the evolution of this new thing, democracy, along the Dragon Coast.
Yeah, and as he
Her
arrives,
own nervousness about being sucked into it.
Well, and then there weren't any letters for a little bit because she was out in the wilderness. Oops, can't vote for me.
It is
Yeah.
remarkable. It is remarkable, at least in her estimation, that this government does not seem to center around nobility. That, you know, your birth doesn't seem to matter at all. Although she does note that it's a little bit ironic that Mirren was elected as the Cromark of Westgate, seeing as she has hereditary ties to a noble family, perhaps the most noble family of the previous century. But then
Yes.
again, she is also widely seen as a champion of the people. She's spent many years building businesses that specifically cater to the less advantaged and the poor and the sick and the downtrodden.
I think part of the letter that Artemisia sent Stong was to tell him about how the fire snails have begun to act up. They've begun turning away from their newfound peaceful, industrious ways and forming gangs, and they're becoming yet another well, they're in danger of becoming yet another gang, like the Fire Knives, or yes, the man, what was the vampire gang?
Night
Night
Mask.
The
Masks.
Night Masks. I'm getting it confused with the Gray Mantle ones.
Oh
The Shadow
yeah.
Knives. Yeah, I was like, oh, which one? Which one? Oh, yeah, yes.
The
Yes,
Night Masks. The Night Masks have very specifically been attempting to undermine the democratic process in Westgate. They're benefited by the current chaos in the politics of the city. They don't want a ruler, certainly not a strong ruler. And they don't want people thinking that they have power and voice, because that makes business more difficult for them. So Artemisia has remarked upon that as well. Did she mention the Night King at some point? You two have a history. I mean, he did kill you that one time.
So Artemisia, would you have mentioned the Night King as well?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as the name started being bandied about, she would have brought it up.
Yes, a number of the votes that determined the Crow Mark of Westgate had been cast for the Night King directly, which was very unsettling.
Just write-in ballots.
Well, all ballots were technically write-in ballots,
Mm.
because that's how, they did their thing. There were people who stood as candidates, and those were the people who attracted the most votes, obviously.
Side
the
note,
Night Mask
everyone
was-
in the US, please go vote Tuesday.
Yes.
Very important.
Do that. Yes.
You may have noticed that democracy might be a theme in this particular game, but there is a reason for that. Your job on Tuesday, if you are in the US, is to go vote. Your secondary job on Tuesday is to buy a copy of Empire of Exiles, Aaron M. Evans' new book, which is coming out on that day.
Your third duty is to come hang out on Children of Verte.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Come to Children of Verte, take a picture of yourself with your book, post it online, and then
Along
watch
with your
that
I voted
game.
sticker.
Along with your I
Yes.
voted sticker, and then hang out and tell Jen that you voted and you got this book.
You can do, I will bestow quickly. The thing I do at my table as a DM is I bestow inspiration that does not go away at the end of the session until you use it if you vote and you show.
Wow.
proof. So
Love that.
Please feel free to borrow that if you are a DM and would like to use that for your players and encourage them to participate in democracy.
Excellent. Yes. Well, democracy in Westgate is threatened, and here comes Stong Makuk to help save the day. All
Yeah.
right, you set off down the hill toward the city?
Mm,
Are you
yes.
still thinking about it.
Oh, yes. So I think, Stong riding towards the city on his massive mule, he touches a spot on his chest. You see that there's like a number of scars already there, like far older. There seem to be wounds from various weapons, fangs, claws, all sorts of things. But there's one that runs deeper and is larger. And as his fingers like linger over it, he shivers a little bit. He knows that he could possibly encounter the Night King again, this time. And he'll perform a sending to Artemisia, asking her where to meet.
Okay.
So is the investiture going to happen at, well, I'd guess the arena, but I don't know.
It is. Yeah,
Okay.
that was a great idea. I definitely incorporated that. So yeah, it's going to happen at the arena because that's the only place that's really, really large enough for that to go down.
So Artemisia will say the arena, and also from their time when they fought together at the arena, I'm sure there's somewhere in this sort of like, not green room, but behind the scenes where they would like gather themselves and prepare. And so she's going to tell Stong to specifically go there. Like, sort of remember those days, meet me at that one spot.
So, yeah, you believe that when last you heard about Mirren's preparations for the investiture, she had held some kind of party at the Purple Lady. In fact, you find that the carriage has led you there as if by fate. And Stong eventually joins you there as well.
Okay.
So we can do a roll 20 and visit this classic locale. Shay Darksong, the mistress of the Purple Lady. Now that Illyrin Athlon has retired and symbolically and physically transferred her influence in the city over to you, you control the Purple Lady. You also control a certain amount of business within the city, some of it legitimate, some of it less so. Before the sun rose this morning, who should arrive but Vane Blackblade? Seeing her was striking because you have vague memories of her, but from another life, another world that seems almost like a dream. For a second, she reminds you of Illyra herself. Like there's obviously something similar about these two women. Also, she's very much Illyra's type, just as you are.
Fair.
Whether that makes her your type, who can say? I mean, you can, but I can't say.
I think that certainly will draw a bit of a double take from Shay. She certainly doesn't have quite the same ability to mask her reactions and emotions that Illyra does. So there is a bit of a moment of kind of bewildered recognition and confusion before she kind of like pushes that aside. And did Vane show up by herself or with Illyra in tow?
Oh, she showed up by herself.
All right. Welcome to the Purple Lady.
It's a lovely place.
It is. I certainly can't take all the credit, but I do what I can to make sure it stays that way. What? Have we met?
I'm not sure. Last night was quite a blur.
Yes. I suppose so. Well, welcome. Enjoy. The bartender is quite adept at what he does, and, well, I'm sure there's quite a lot to enjoy here.
What do you
so-
recommend?
There's this drink that I quite like called the Bloody Rancor. It's has a bit of a hit, but I think if your night was as wild as you said it was, then you might need a bit of what's the phrase? Hair of the dog.
Sounds like just the thing.
Well,
And Vane sort of gives you a long look.
you'll note likely that her eyes are gold, the exact same gold that Illyra's are. So that would probably be where the similarities end. Stark silver hair, ashen pale skin. Just
Vane
almost-
also has very pale
Yeah.
skin, but sort of grayish with dark hair. And
Lots of
she's
tattoos.
lots and lots of tattoos. Very tall. And very, very dark eyes.
Like pits of darkness.
just like my soul.
Windows to the
Or
soul.
my blade. You know, take your pick.
Yes, you do recognize Vane, but you don't recognize exactly the swords that she's carrying. She has swords of an Eastern style, katana they are called, and one of them you recognize the ornate handle, but the other is black steel and oozes this kind of evil feel to it. It's very dangerous and interesting.
Just like Vane.
Well, if you'd like to try one of those, my treat tonight. Or today, whatever
How
time
kind
it
of
is.
you.
I don't remember anymore.
And I will sidle up to the bar,
Excellent.
giving the whole place a once over, looking around.
Cool. So the carriage pulls up, Artemisia. You find yourself in front of the Purple Lady. The driver looks down and says, my lady, this is where you wanted to go, isn't it?
I have time yet, so this is a good place to stop off.
Wonderful. I'll water the horses. Let me know if when you want to go. You're pretty sure that your groom is not Fane in disguise. Not entirely sure, but pretty sure.
Yeah, that's the problem for another day. She'll worry
Well,
about the day after investiture.
The trickster of Waterdeep seems to have left you alone, largely, since the encounter with Lilton. Perhaps in fear, perhaps out of anger, perhaps out of relief that now you no longer have to deal with all of that madness. Not to say that your heart is any lighter. Anyway, you hear the clomping of hooves, and who should arrive but Stong Makuk on the back of his mighty, mighty mule. Literally the largest mule you have ever seen.
Oh, hey there.
Artemisia is gonna she's like, hugs happen, but I don't know how to initiate, arms hug.
Stong is going to just leap off of his mule and just sweep you up in just like a great big half-orc hug, an orc
There
tribe
it
hug.
is.
It does
Ah,
1
you
point of
say-
non-lethal damage to you.
Yeah, 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
What does Artemisia look like?
So Artemisia, half elf, fairly tall, bronze scales on her skin. Not so much on her face, but she, in her makeup, has sort of emphasized them around her cleavage and on her hands. And she wears a long sort of coat or jacket, lots of embroidery, that sort of thing over leggings. And then her hair is all in this sort of coronet of braids.
Tan skin, very willowy.
Yeah.
Unless she's filled out somewhat with the less. Okay, no, still very willowy. Strength of 6. Yeah.
That's
mean, she
okay.
was-
I can cover us both.
Okay.
She was eating more while she was out running around as a wolf, but still strength of 6.
Excellent.
Love it.
Is there anything else particularly notable about Artemisia, or
Well, she put the wings away,
okay?
so
It's not. That's not strictly what I meant, but okay.
Well, what did you mean?
Nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
She's wearing the ring.
Okay.
She has a very plain sort of ring on one hand. It doesn't match her style. That might be the only
Which
reason
is
you
not
notice it.
hidden by an illusion. It's just very visible.
Hmm.
It looks like it could be a wedding ring, but like a peasant sort of wedding ring, and she is obviously of noble heritage. What does Stong Makuk look like?
Stong is incredibly tall. He towers over most people, in fact, most other orcs. He is about 6'10", and he is of
Even
a...
taller than me.
There's no small feat. But,
Literally.
yes.
It's just Stong Makuk and, yeah, Asmodeus.
He has...
And the DM.
and B. Dave Walters. Apparently he's very tall too.
That's what I meant when I said Asmodeus.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
B. Dave, yeah. B. Dave is a very tall man. It is true.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So
I
Stong...
should send you that picture, Jen. I think you'd appreciate that. Anyway.
Okay.
We took
Yeah.
a picture of B. Dave and myself standing next to each other, and we put like a normal sized person for scale. Yeah.
Oh, what you have to do is go find like a one of our lovely 5-foot friends, and then it's just delightful. It's just like a walking sight gag of joy.
It was pretty great.
It's
Anyway,
like
go on. Yeah,
like
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, it's like walking with two dads, right? Okay. So,
Swing from arms.
yeah. I want to go high. So Stong has gray-green skin, and there's many scars all over his chest and shoulders. He has a very rotund, I want to call it like a dad bod, like a super dad bod. Like he's very fit and strong, but he's very large around the midsection. He also has really thick, curling, wild black mane of jet black hair. There's little hints of gray hair in that wild black mane now, but he doesn't try to hide it. It just intermittently dispersed throughout, and he's wearing he's still wearing the red dragon scale armor that he got from Artemisia so long ago.
So, Stong and Artemisia greet each other as old friends, as they are. And you head into the Purple Lady.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Here you are. Shay, Artemisia, and Stong have arrived. You haven't seen either of them in quite some time. How much time?
Shay's expression will visibly brighten, and she'll just kind of throw her arms out. Hey,
Shay, hello.
Dong. Big
Another
old
orc
tackle
hug.
Yeah, she'll meet it in kind. And then if allowed, we'll give a much more reserved hug to
Yeah.
She's allowed. Artemisia is still a little sort of like, I was not taught to have hugs as a child, but this is nice.
Oh man. Well, so yeah, she'll be incredibly excited to see them both. It's I don't know how long it's been. It's good to see you both here.
Artemisia would still have Shay's necklace, right? The one
Yes.
Yeah.
that. Okay.
You'll note though that Shay is actually now wearing Ilra's necklace.
Oh, okay. Well,
With a star-shaped star sapphire hanging from it as a pendant.
Yeah, the full one instead of just the shard that the choker had.
well, did you want that back, Shay? Because I've been remiss in not bringing it back sooner, but I can get it.
You know what? You can keep it if you want.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if you've heard, but I've recently come into the ownership of this place.
Well, congratulations.
Yes, and while you're both here, drinks are on the house. All right.
That's most kind of you.
I mean, I shouldn't get too drunk before Mirren's ceremony. I want it to be like somber and respectful, not carousing.
Of course, but I think it's going to be an enjoyable ceremony all the same. I intend to keep an eye on it myself.
Right. Off to the drinks. I'll just tell Mirabelle to meet me here, because everything's free. She'll love it.
Oh,
The staff looks at Shay like, you're gonna bankrupt us. I don't know what you're doing.
Stong, the older Mirabelle, is that who you mean?
Right, yeah. She's
Okay.
attending the university here, and university
Right.
students appreciate anything that's free.
That is true.
older Mirabelle?
Yeah.
Isn't Mirabelle like a
So
toddler?
that Mirabelle also, she's with Shiny still, right? Because we made sure.
The other Mirabelle, from the other realm.
Yeah.
She's off with the other, Laika? No. Lethaka.
Lethaka.
Yes.
Ah,
So my
girlfriend
Mirabelle has actually
Lethaka.
grown up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you haven't seen her in so long. I can't wait for you to see her again. It'll be really surprising.
just a bit.
Yes, some time has passed. You
Okay.
folk of elven blood, you don't necessarily reckon the years. When
True.
shorter lived folk have been away from the city, it's easy to lose track.
But
If
she
you
was,
value
a little
their-
baby.
You know,
No.
I mean, believe it or not, like, she had the capability to change what her physical age manifestation was. And she decided that it was finally time to grow up. But she decided to be a teen rather than any other age. I don't know. I'm not sure I get it.
Over at the bar, Vane is silently noting that if you think that linear time consistently moving forward is the way time works, you haven't traveled enough.
Very true.
I'll tell you-
Very, very handsome, dark-skinned bartender behind the bar nods and he says, "Yes, my lady, that is absolutely true." He slides over another drink to Vane.
Cheers.
Well, you're welcome to spend some time here until you need to leave. I like I said, I plan on heading over myself. But why don't we all head there together? Might as well, right?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So, Vane,
Yes.
when you were talking with Ilra earlier, she suggested that a group of powerful individuals would be useful in this particular endeavor. And she said that if you went to the Purple Lady, you would find such individuals. And something about these three reads as powerful to you. You've obviously fought, well, you've met Shay. You might even have memories of fighting beside Shay.
There's a
to
lot
you.
of flame for some reason in that.
Silvery flames.
It's strange.
But
Dreams
the
are weird.
the half-orc is obviously very, very strong. You have rarely seen a mortal being as strong as him. And the sorceress, you can tell that she is dripping with arcane power. These might be the people that you need.
If they're not, I'll find out quickly enough. So, where are we going?
Vane insinuates herself into the group.
Yep. Steps
oh.
right in.
Oh,
Oh, hello.
All 6 feet of her, just like,
We were going to go to the investiture ceremony for Lady Darkdance.
ah,
You're,
politics.
you're a friend of Shay's? Sorry, who are you?
Well, possibly. I don't remember last night very well. Were there flames at some point?
Flames?
Silvery flames, things exploding. Those nights all kind of just blur together sometimes.
Yes, they do, don't they? Well, I mean, you're welcome to come.
Ilra
Yeah.
sent me.
Oh. All right. Well, in that case, if Ilra sent you, then by all means.
Song and Artemisia are like, oh, this.
Some things never change.
Thanks,
She-
Ilra.
I'm not sure if she mentioned me or not. I'm Shay Darksong. And this is
I don't think she did. Lovely to meet you, though.
yes, lovely. Well, these are Stong and Artemisia.
Hello.
They're
Lovely to meet you.
Any friend of Shay's is a best friend of mine.
I like your style.
Artemisia,
Yeah.
she's very polite, but her expression is definitely sort of like closed off.
Okay.
Like, who is this person? But
I like a
not rude.
challenge.
Yes, Artemisia has a certain amount of inscrutability that she learned from an early age. She's obviously of a noble background and trained in fine etiquette and posture. Stong, on the other hand, uproarious, man of the people. It is very strange to see these two obviously such good and long friends, which says exactly 2 words to you: adventuring a party.
I was gonna say, everywhere I've traveled, that's how it goes.
And Shay obviously knows both of them very well, and they know her very well. They all seem to be good friends. Not in the same way, though. Shay is, I mean, this is me talking to your passive insight. Shay is obviously like a connection of theirs who maybe has helped them from time to time. You think that it might be useful to mention what Ilra asked of you, because that would draw all 3 of them exactly into where you want them to be. Would you like to do that?
I would indeed.
So Vane points out that what Ilra asked of her was to kill the Night King. And she needs your help. Specifically Artemisia and Stong. Oh, and Shay, I guess if you wanted to come.
She's rude to you, Shay.
Direct,
Little
not
bit.
rude.
I have my own reasons for wanting the bastard in the ground.
So,
So tell me about this Night King.
Well, we have a ceremony to attend, and the Night King has been a steadily escalating problem, but I didn't think he was an urgent one. So I think that we should perhaps make some sort of plan after the ceremony.
I could tell you about the
Oh,
Night King as we head over.
I think telling us about the Night King as we head over is an excellent plan, because in my experience, when we have collections of individuals such as ourselves together, we rarely have the opportunity to talk afterward. Also, politics.
I'm
Well, it's all very well if you can avoid them. Some of us cannot.
Politics are so transitory. Vane has seen so many kings rise and fall. Some of them have, tried to marry her as their queen, and she's over it. Like, just, yeah.
Again, just travel a little further, and it won't be an issue.
yes. I'm more just going to support the wife of my partner and a dear friend. But shall we?
Yes. And then when they're on their way, Stong will tell Vane all about the Night King, how he's a vampire lord of the Westgate, and then he will also regale her of the tales the many times that the Westgate Irregulars have clashed with him. In summary, If there's anything that you want to know in detail, I'm happy to roleplay it out. But
Okay, so you fill her ear as you're headed out in the carriage. Yeah, the carriage is very well suited for the four of you. It's actually larger on the inside than it appears on the outside. A little
Cool.
remnant of Lilton's magic, but it obeys Artemisia's will. That was the first thing that you did when you got the carriage, was to see if it would obey your will, and it did. So
Also, like, smudge some sage in there or
Oh, yeah.
something.
go away, evil spirits. Goodbye. You called your priestly friend. Rogar appeared, exercised the carriage off screen. Anyway, okay. So yeah, you're in the carriage, regaling Vane about these tales, and Vane unveils what Illyra told her, or at least partially. What Illyra told her is that the Night King is seeking to maintain power over Westgate, as he has long wielded power in the city through influence, through intimidation, through violence, through corruption, through murder. But with the rise of this new order, that puts a huge target on Mirren's back. And Illyra, who has ostensibly retired from public life and does not wish her somewhat illicit connections to be traced to Mirren, her wife, she definitely does not. She wants to tie up this last loose end, this last threat to Mirren and her ascendancy. And she believes that she has finally, at length, found the Night King's weakness. For you see, the Night King is an old friend of hers, an old friend and rival and enemy. A man that she once knew who corrupted her and abused her and ultimately slew her once. She got better, of course, in time. She's a little vague on the details, but he has never lost his desire to thwart her and damage all that she loves and cares about. And he particularly seems to be drawn to Mirren as a threat to her. And so Illyra would like, as her last act in the city, to commission an attempt to slay the Night King. And she wants powerful folk to do that because he is powerful and such would be required.
Well, it's not murder if he's already dead. But it's a shame he's such a jerk. He sounds like a good time.
He once was, long ago, until jealousy destroyed him. Inadequacy, fear, corrupted him and twisted him into something dark and vile. And then that was even before he became a vampire. But now that he is a vampire, well, he cannot be redeemed. There is no path back for him, only destruction. I beg of you, destroy him. Save my Mirren. Save the city. Save the world. Let's have more drinks. Anyway, so you're on your way to the investiture ceremony, and all of this is coming out. You're having this discussion. Illyra believes that the Night King will attack Mirren, and when that happens, she wants you to be there to defend her. So
there is urgency after all.
yes, the attack
little
will
bit.
probably not befall during the day. He is a vampire, and his minions are also vampires. However, once this investiture ceremony is complete, he will come for her at some point, and she would like you to shadow Mirren to protect her and seize the opportunity when it presents itself.
You know, it sounds like this situation might get a little chaotic. So, how would you feel if I used my magic and forged a telepathic link amongst us?
I'd be more than open to that, certainly.
Not apologizing for anything you might see in my head.
Oh, we won't see or hear anything that you don't want us to. Just,
Well, you never know how people's magic works. Figured I'd just put out the disclaimer.
It's appreciated. He's gonna do a ritual for the next 10 minutes.
Sure. Artemisia's gonna interrupt first because she's been, as it comes out, like what they're needed to do in protecting Mirren. She's obviously thinking hard. She looks at Song. She says, I think we need Cecilia, and anyone else that we can sort of pull together. But I know how to get hold of Cecilia. So since we have the amount of time left in the day, the rest of the ceremony, I could go and get her, and then come back as quickly as possible. So don't waste your magic on me, because I'll just be, flying.
Okay. I'd really like to see her. I miss her.
I do too. I mean, I'm kind of glad of the excuse. And I mean, I'm not glad that Mirren's in danger, but it's good to have a reason to be able to hopefully have her come back. I hope.
Yeah, so it hasn't
If
been
not,
quite the
I'll
same.
hurry back as fast as I can.
My business
It's been
hasn't
quite the same without everybody around.
If we have the time to do some rituals, might I use divination to try and get some insight into... I mean,
Yeah, you have time to do some rituals.
So, Stong's doing some stuff. Bane's doing some stuff. Shay, Artemisia's going to turn to Shay and say, could I get you to do me a favor for a moment?
Of course.
So she's going to put her hand with the ring in Shay's hand, and then suddenly Artemisia isn't there, and Shay's just holding a ring.
Oh, right. She'll put that in a pocket.
You're not gonna
Like
put it
a-
on.
like a- I don't know if she trusts it.
Okay, fine, it's fair.
But she'll keep it on her person, at the very least.
Did you go into the ring, Rhiannon?
Yes. So she has her some supplies and her backup wardrobe. She wants to change into the jacket that allows her wings. So it's not going to be very long. She's just keep some stuff in the ring world. It's her second closet.
Yep, you
closet
are
of
in
holding.
in your father's office, or at least the version of it that exists within the ring world. It's shaped to your imagination, your memory of what that place is like. Yeah, you go around collecting equipment. At several times, you kind of expect Lilton to appear and to speak to you and to be kind of his usual irritating self, his cryptic self, his sardonic self. But no, you are alone. There's no one else in the ring world. It's just you. You muted.
I did mute because I needed to type. She will pop back out. So Allie, sorry.
Artemisia
Artemisia
appears again.
is groping you because her hand's in the pocket where the ring was put.
dressed differently with new
Here.
equipment and everything.
Like,
Um,
welcome back.
Thank you. Pardon me. So she's gonna like. It's a good thing that the carriage is a little bigger on the inside. She's gonna stand up, and she's gonna like flick a slight glance at Vane, and then she's gonna bring out her wings, like. So it's not that she's showing off. She's just curious. What
Metallic
people-
dragon, bronze dragon wings.
Vane has seen so many things and so many different people as she's traveled around that it doesn't really faze her. Maybe a little bit of surprise, just because it's you changed your clothes.
One thing about Artemisia's wings is that they bring her whole look together. Like they are the thing that unites everything about her appearance. From her clothes, to her stance, to her scales, to her face, to her look of determination.
So she's gonna turn to Stong and say, "I'll be right back. It's so good to see you. I will be back. Thank you, Shay. Hello, nice to meet you."
And you.
Artemisia, I haven't seen you for so long, and you're already leaving. But I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll see each other again soon.
Don't die.
Bye.
Bye.
Always good
Noted.
advice.
So she's gonna open the door of the carriage while it's moving, and then basically
Okay.
like fly
Yeah,
out
your
from there.
footman looks over you and says, "My lady," and then you just and just
Oh,
like, "Ha!" and keeps directing the horses.
Some things never change.
No, they don't.
Okay, so at this point, we will take our break and then we will get to the investment ceremony shortly thereafter. Rhiannon, thank you so much. She's got to go to bed, y'all. She turns into a pumpkin at some
Sure.
point. Usually she's in bed by 9, but 9:53.
well, not in bed by 9, but
Okay,
like, you know,
okay, all right, yeah, fair enough.
let's not go too far here.
I didn't mean to call you a boomer or anything. Okay, so thank you so much. Everyone else, we will be back in a few minutes. Don't go away. And we're back. The last 2 hours of Extra Life. Thank you, everyone, for hanging with us this long. I have realized that they are on their way to the Westgate Arena, where we had a map. If you remember, way, way, way back at the beginning of season 1, or toward the end of season 1, I suppose, they fought the Twilight Knight in the arena of Westgate. And unfortunately, that map no longer exists. I have lost it. It is, I probably deleted it like a year ago, but yeah. So
We'll never
I don't
need
have,
this again.
I don't have the map, so I'm not going to use it in Roll20. I still want to keep Roll20 open because I'm using it for music. So if that's still working with you, Yang Yang, that's what we're going to do.
Yep.
But otherwise, if battle ensues, I mean, it'll be Theater of the Mind. Welcome to the last 2 hours of Extra Life for 2022. This is your last opportunity over these next 2 hours to give generously and kindly and compassionately to help children in need. Donations to Extra Life will benefit the Children's Miracle Network, including Children's Hospital, which is literally 250 yards that way from my house. As I was telling these fine folk, I used to live in an area that they bulldozed all those condos in order to build more hospital because the demand is great. We actually get this cool pamphlet every year, which tells us about all of the life flights that were necessary during the course of that year, how many kids they flew over our houses in helicopters to get life-saving care. And they do great work, and it is very, very necessary. So please give your donations to Extra Life. Will be 100% tax deductible. And we have some great incentives still. I believe Keith's game is still available.
Yep.
Talk to your group, see if you can come up with some funds, or if you want to be quite generous toward the end of the year and you need some tax write-offs, buy this as a present for your group. I promise you, it is a once in a lifetime opportunity that you do not want to miss. Go for it.
Yep. We also have a couple of packages for other gifts. So Savage Sparrow is offering 3 t-shirts of your choice from her website, Savage Sparrow Studios. She has a lot of really fun, neat, funny, quirky shirts that range the span of gaming geekdom from Warhammer 40K to Pathfinder and beyond. Check them out. They're awesome. You can get 3 of them for $50, and that, I believe, includes shipping. There are only 2 of them left to claim. And you know, Christmas is coming up. So you get 3 t-shirts, you get to help charity. What could be better?
Savage Sparrow does have a shirt from my girl Makoto in Persona 5, which is specifically about her motor club, which you should definitely check out. That is an excellent shirt.
It's a great shirt.
But there are a number of really good ones, and all of them are very cool geek references. Savage Sparrow,
really awesome.
Savage Sparrow plays in our Great Mantle game. That's Jennifer. She plays Oriana Devereaux,
Devereaux, I think.
Something French. Anyway, she is a member of the Hellfire Gang, sort of a princess of one of the gangs, because she has the blood of Mephistopheles, one of the gods of hell, and great things are expected of her. But she has recently encountered another tiefling who wields power, who rejected that path. And what future does this hold for Oriana and her choices in her own self-determination? It is an excellent story that we are weaving, and Jen has some great stuff, tells a good story, plays an excellent character, and creates very cool t-shirts. So do not miss this opportunity, and just go order some stuff from her site. It's way worth it.
Oh, and
absolutely.
One of our viewers says that their child is literally in one of the Children's Miracle Network hospitals right now. I believe the Seattle one.
Amazing. Yes. Yeah. This Extra Life thing that we are honored to be a part of every year, it really benefits people who are in great need of help and compassion and kindness, and your gift goes a long way to help a lot of people. So,
and it doesn't have to be a lot. It's every little bit helps in this case.
Exactly.
A couple of bucks makes a big difference. So
donate $10 and make me eat another cookie on stream. I will definitely do it.
Do it. And he's got 40 left.
Do it.
I have so many cookies here. So many cookies. Okay.
I'm gonna hate cookies by the end of this.
Thank you so much. And thank you to those who've been hanging out with us for a long time. Some of you have been here for 10 hours and don't think that we haven't noticed.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Are we ready? Good?
Yeah.
Right, let's go. So
let's go.
You are in the carriage, headed out to the Westgate Arena, the Quivering Thumb Arena, which was built a century ago to accommodate the new influx of folk to Westgate. No one could have predicted that the spell plague would happen and drive so many people into the arms of the city, but the arena definitely profited from the influx of immigrants. And now it persists as a Westgate institution. Everyone knows it. Everyone has gone to the games. And the crowd around the investiture is packed. It is standing room only. All of the benches are occupied. All of the booths are occupied. When you arrive, Arthas, if you remember Arthas from way back in the day, a Goliath ring leader, director of the gladiators at the arena, he recognizes you. Pile out of the carriage. He sees Stong, and the look of recognition and friendly companionship that brightens his face is something to behold. He looks at Stong and he says, "My friend, you have returned." Stong MacGuck, the thunder of the arena. And he wraps him in a huge hug.
The smashing basher has returned.
The smashing basher, that is true. He is a Goliath, a massive humanoid, gray-skinned, covered in patches of little stone, like barnacles, perhaps, is what they look like. And he is old. Seeing him after so many years, you remember him as he was, and he has lost none of the dignity or the enthusiasm. But he is clearly older and a little bit slower. But the hug that he wraps around Stong is no less strong. Welcome back, my friend. It is so good to see you. And who are these extremely lovely creatures you bring with you?
I will allow them to introduce themselves.
He bows to each of you respectfully.
It's a pleasure. Shay Darksong.
Ah, the new owner of the Purple Lady. Yes,
Indeed.
many of my fighters speak well of your establishment. A pleasure, indeed. And he looks at Vane and he's like, "Ooh,
She wins.
yes, a pleasure." He kisses Vane's hand if she lets him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Says, well, Lady Darksong, you must be looking for the Nathalan booth.
I am, yes.
Well, let me show you the way.
Of
He
course.
holds out his arm.
All right, Shay will take it.
Question. Did the divination go off? Did I have time to complete
Yes,
that
you
ritual?
completed the divination. You have a traveling divinatory tool. What is this tool that you have, do you think?
I almost picture it like almost like a fidget toy, but imagine if Pinhead were a fidget toy. It's
Okay.
it's
Love it.
like a spiky, almost like nails poking out of a ping pong ball.
It looks
of.
like a torture device. Like, if anybody's seeing it, and they're like,
100%.
"Oh my
It looks like one of
God."
those laundry balls, but much spikier. And I sort of roll it between my fingers, almost like I'm rolling a coin, as a focus.
Okay. Yes, your divination was successful. So I believe that this communes with some sort of entity, or you ask particular questions, get cryptic responses.
Yeah, it's
So-
I connect with with a deity or an entity and can ask a question.
Very well.
In this case, I think it's more of a sort of thematic idea. It's a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. So
Okay.
I guess I'm asking about this, the investiture.
Okay. What are you
And
asking?
the protection around, as sort of the what do we need to do to prepare for this sort of
Okay. Cool. All right.
event?
So the answer that you shall receive, you commune with an entity of great power, a deity
Yeah, it's a
of
god,
magic.
a god or a god's servants. So
A deity of magic, indeed. You have a personal connection to this deity of magic. According to one of your stories, this is your daughter that you have born to the one great man who was worthy of such devotion. Of course, he never knew his daughter for the first 40 years of her life. You aged in another dimension, but it's not
Again,
important.
time, travel.
But
Not
she
always
she is a goddess of magic. You have tried to assure the folk of the Forgotten Realms, Faerun, they call their own world, that it is their goddess of magic, but most people don't believe you. Anyway, but you have communed with her, and what she has told you is, yes, hello, mother. If you are going to this investiture and darkness should befall, you should fight it with light and fire and bravery. There is much danger, and I fear for your safety, but you have always triumphed, and you shall triumph once again. Trust in the light. It shall guide you to your victory.
Fair enough. Be home for dinner. Dinner, again, being a relative point in time and space.
Exactly. In the original campaign that Vane comes from, she was actually the mother of the new Mistra, who became the goddess of magic in the Forgotten Realms, with another PC in that campaign who was a paladin of the former Mistra, and it was a whole thing. Very dramatic.
I love it.
Okay, so
Can you imagine having Vane as your mother? Oh God.
yes, I believe that there was a follow-up game, and Vane became like a minor goddess of shadow magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And certain wandering mystics worshipped her and derived their powers from her. It was very interesting. She was basically a warlock patron rather than an actual full-on deity, but that just makes her cooler. Anyway,
Yeah, that's how that works, right?
so
Totally.
you have received that message. Trust in the
I will
light, trust in the fire. It will lead
pass
you to your victory.
along,
Mhm.
to my colleagues.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, the divination basically finished right before you arrived at the arena. Arthas leads you to the box. You actually do have a box, which is formerly owned by Lord Gold, in fact. It appears that Illyra seized ownership when he mysteriously disappeared. You have Artemisia to thank for that.
That seems fitting.
There is an attendant who is there to offer you food and drink. But otherwise, you have the box entirely to yourselves. You're looking out over a massive arena. Thousands of people have gathered. They're just packing the stands. It's standing room only. And down amongst the stands of the arena, there are erected daises where, or maybe it's deisi, I don't know, where people are standing and investing political power in folk. They're delivering speeches. They're talking about the good of listening to the folks' voices, to championing the small folk, everyone has an equal voice. It's kind of awkward because these people have never even heard of democracy. It's just a totally new idea, but they're doing their best. And when they introduce Mirren, everyone starts cheering and clapping, and you get the sense that Mirren is she's the perfect mixture of someone who has noble heritage but stands for the people and is kind and compassionate and patient. Just the perfect candidate for this position.
Yeah, at that point, Shay will absolutely join in the cheering because Mirren's like one of her best friends. So
It's true.
she does adore Mirren.
Stong has been cheering this whole time, but as this is occurring, if there is a break at some point, he wishes to ask his friend Shay and his new friend Vane, who has the better pair of eyes?
Well, I certainly don't want to put my own skills down, but I'm fairly perceptive.
Decent.
Decent. Well, I think that sounds like Shay then. I'd like to boost your visual prowess, my friend. If you
will
allow
say-
me.
All right.
I will say, Stan, you're pretty sure that Vane is an elf of some kind, but not
Ooh.
an elf that you're familiar with. Like something darker, shadowy, mysterious, intense.
Interesting.
You being one of the romantic leads of Westgate Irregulars, you're like, uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Anyway.
So yeah, he's like, they choose the safer option of Shay to pat on the shoulder, and he casts True Seeing on you.
All right.
Okay.
So for the duration, if there are any vampires that are invisible, or if there's any illusion in the arena, you can spot them.
Sounds good. Let's see. I mean, in mechanical terms, I do have a plus 13 on my perception
Yeah, you.
That's pretty
great.
good.
You
with a
vastly surpassed
passive
mine.
perception of 23. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's all you.
You have sharp eyes, and you
Yes.
have worked with Ilra for so long. Many years have been spent just practicing perceiving things, looking, being aware of your environment, watching for dangers or for hidden mysteries. And with Stong's magic, you're looking around the crowd, and everything seems jubilant, celebratory. No one is possibly considering violence of any kind. Like, this seems to be a turning point in the history of Westgate, of the Dragon Coast, of the realm's entire. How could anybody? Oh wait, there is someone. You see someone standing in the crowd, and in your true seeing, you can see that their skin is extremely pale, nearly translucent porcelain skin. And they seem shadowed, as though there is darkness looming over them. Some spell or effect, like a personal cloud that is blocking the sun over this person. And you see that they are not alone. There is not only one person under the effect of this spell, but multiple folk, one of whom stands upon the dais with Mirren Darkdance as they announce her. You realize that there are dozens of vampires who have secreted themselves among the crowd. It is a clear day. There is not a cloud in the sky. Broad daylight falls down upon everyone in the arena, but it does nothing to the vampires there. It hurt your eyes just climbing up to this box, and you have been glad of the opportunity to be in the shade, as you are, of course, Dampier, part vampire, touched by darkness. But these, you can see their teeth, forests of jagged, broken fangs. You can see their horrible distortions of their bodies and their souls, the darkness creeping around them based on Stong's magic.
Okay.
And they are waiting for something. And the one of them who is going to bring about that thing is standing not 10 feet away from Mirren on the dais. Meanwhile, the politicians are speaking. They're giving speeches. This is at least the sixth speech by someone who is trying desperately to eke out some clout, some influence among the folk. Not someone who won the Crow Marquis, but someone who would like a position, a cabinet position, basically, an advisor to the Crow Mark. And they're making their case to the folk. And they're appealing to the glories of Westgate and the freedom that it embraces, and the chance to chart your own future and through coin, and the chance to acquire the dream of the Dragon Coast, free of any ruler, free of any monarch, free of someone dictating to you how you should live your life, within reason, of course. And then it is his turn. The vampire who was on the dais next to Mirren.
I have a single question. Given that I've met him before in person and up close, do I recognize this person on the dais? Is it who I think it might be?
That is the Night King. He is a half-elf, but his skin is gray, pale gray. In life, he was the product of a human and a drow, you believe, a half-dark elf from a much darker period of time, from underground, who came into Westgate to chart his own destiny and found the vampires of the Night Masks instead. You recognize him. You have seen him. You have heard Illyra speak of him. Rarely. She finds it painful, problematic, difficult, makes her emotional just to speak of him. He has abused her and tormented her for decades. His name is Neverin Darkdance, and he is the Night King of Westgate. He is Mirren's father.
Yes,
and he speaks to the gathered crowd.
Oh no.
Time has come, he says. The voice of the people has spoken. The old ways have gone away, and you have charted a new destiny in the Dragon Coast, in Faerun, in the Forgotten Realms, which makes no sense because nobody calls it the Forgotten Realms. Who forgot it? What realms are these? Civilization upon civilization has crumbled and fallen into ages long forgotten. But now we chart our own destiny. Folk standing on the dais are starting to look a little bit uncomfortable as this man is speaking. What he says sounds mad, but also compelling in a strange way. All right, what are you going to do?
First off, the moment Shay noticed that there were dozens of vampires in the crowd, she would have said, "We have a problem," and pointed them out to her comrades. But then when she recognized, even before he started speaking, when she recognized the Night King on the dais, having encountered him, fought him, lost, and had to, regardless, her expression goes dark. And before he even says a word, she's going to turn and run out the door of the box to try to get her way down somewhere where she can try to get as close to that stage as possible, because she'll just say, "He's here," as she's bolting out the door.
One thing I want to point out, it is very bright on that stage. There are no shadows on that stage. Nowhere that you might shadow dance into. Anyway,
she's gonna have to.
Shay runs out of the box,
run,
leaving Stong and Vane alone.
You hear Stong's voice in your head through the telepathic link. He goes, "Wait for us!" And Stong wants to look down like
yeah.
right in front. Is there anything that we can jump down onto safely to get closer?
Yeah, you can jump down onto the crenulated stands and just kind of rush your way down, push your way through those people.
Yeah, through the telepathic link, Shay is going to say, "We don't have time."
This is
he's
what
right
you
next to
have
her.
chosen. This is
When
the
I hear Shay
path that you
say
have
he's
charted.
right next to her, why wait?
Yes. Just let's go. Just
This will not stand. I am never in dark dance. I am the king of Westgate, the king of the night, and I shall rule, whether you wish it or no. All right,
No.
you're headed down to the
no.
dance.
The
Yes.
answer is
Yeah.
no.
The vote is no.
And we can either jump out of the box if you would like.
So
or-
Vane, your magic can get you there real fast
That's what
if you
I'm
want to.
thinking, but I don't.
Oh,
I
then-
sort of don't want to abandon
Oh
Stong
no.
to.
I have an option too. We can both just narrate how we get there. How about that?
Sure.
I don't even need to get all the way down there for what I plan to do because I had the divination.
Nice.
So
Yeah. I know Shay will try to basically I know she can't get onto the stage or really very close to it with shadow dancing, but she will get as close as she possibly can. Damn who sees at this point. And then bolt the rest of the way because she doesn't have many other options.
So the arenas has an open ceiling, right?
Yes, it is open to the sky. There is not a cloud in the sky. It is bright sunlight, full, pure, unadulterated sunlight that the vampires are standing right in with no problem.
Oh,
this
excellent.
seems normal.
Yeah.
This seems fine.
Not a problem.
This
Not a
seems
problem.
fine. I can't imagine why this will be happening.
So Stong looks to the sky. He's like searching for something, and then from the distance you see like this little silver speck that grows larger and larger as a Pegasus swoops in from the sky, and he does a jumping leap forward as the Pegasus comes down through the arena's top, and he catches on to the two hooves of the Pegasus, and the Pegasus glides him down to the dais where he will let go and then just drop down next to the Night King.
Excellent. Okay. Vane, how are you getting yourself down there?
I would like to. Is the crenellation within 90 feet?
Yes.
I would like to misty step to the crenellation.
You appear in a swelling mist of shadow.
And then I would like to cast Immolation.
Nice.
Okay.
Why wait?
Yeah.
Damn, if that isn't a flashy option. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, seriously, Vane it's so out of character for her to be flashy.
all right. So let me. Well, I have Roll20 open. Let's just do some initiatives in Roll20, shall we?
Yeah.
If you can see your token, click on your token and roll me some initiative.
I've got an 8.
16 for me.
I'm
Cool.
also an 8.
Cool. And let's get a suitable song going. Oh crap, I think I accidentally deleted you, Yang Yang.
No, my D&D Beyond's not linking correctly to my Roll20 right
yeah,
now.
I see. Okay.
You just add my token to the turn order.
Okay. Here we
Also,
go.
if I cannot misty step in the misty step spell because of timing stuff and order of operations stuff. I can use the other version
Okay, understood.
if necessary.
All right, so Stong, you appear first, leaping out of the box, carried down by your Pegasus, deposited on the dais. There is the Night King, and he is standing not 5 feet from Mirren. And he looks over at you and he says, "Yes, Stong Makuk." And you see his teeth start lengthening even as he speaks. And he says, "Destiny brings us together again." What would you like to do?
Things will go differently this time, Night King. So Stong is going to cast Tensor's Transformation.
Bring it.
So as he's staring the Night King eye to eye and he says things will be different this time, his hair like begins to cascade down out from his head and begins to cover and swirl around his bulging muscles, and it forms like this almost like shadowy, sinuous armor. I get 50 temporary hit points. I get advantage on all my attack rolls with simple and martial weapons. And when I hit with the weapon attack, that target takes extra damage, etc., etc. And
Extra force damage, yeah.
Yeah. And because he's a Valor Bard, he gets to make a melee attack immediately after he casts a spell. So as the hair like finishes going over his body, and then it finally like goes over his face and like around his eyes, then forms like a little mustache over the upper part of his lip, he will swing out with his long sword.
Hell yeah. The Night King draws not a sword. He doesn't have a scabbard. He's not wearing a blade, but you see this black blade just emerge out of the air in front of his hand as he sweeps his hand up to confront you. Go ahead and make your attack.
Does a 31 hit?
Yes.
Let's go. 18 damage plus. Let me see if I can find an easy way to roll tensors. 2d12. 18 plus 2d12. Let's go. 24,
Let's
please.
do this one.
18 plus 16, so 34.
34 damage. Oof. All right. Yeah, he sort of parries your blow, but you cut down and hit him in the shoulder, and it cuts through some of his flesh. Blood starts welling, but not as quickly as you might expect for a living creature.
Oh, you've got new tricks of your own. How are you able to stand in this sunlight? But that's like the end of Stong's turn. He doesn't have to.
I will kill you again, Stong Makuk. You and all who stand before me. He is actually going to go next. He intones these dark, terrible words, and you see this black rift in space appear next to him, as though it is a second sword floating near him. This is the Black Blade of Disaster. You have seen him cast this spell before, very memorably, in fact. And yeah, it's coming for you, buddy.
I'm ready.
So the first thing that happens is he just swings his, conjured black blade at you. Oh, he rolled pretty low. Okay, so you deflected his first attack. Oh my god, there's a monster called Living Blade of Disaster? Excellent. Okay, I will use that at some point. Then the second thing that happens is the Black Blade of Disaster strikes at you. Roll20 has decided that you shall live through this round, and it misses you as well. You manage to dodge out of the way. The blade cuts so close to your flesh, you could feel the emptiness just sucking at your physical body, but you manage to pull yourself out of the way.
Yeah, maybe one of the little mustaches gets pulled tight across Stong's face.
Right,
A little bit of the hairs get
straight
lost.
like a spike out from your nose. But you manage to elude it. Okay, Vane, Lady Blackblade, your turn.
I would like to Misty Step to the Chronolation and cast
Okay,
Immolation.
you appear. On the Night King.
Yes.
All
It's a
right.
Dex 17 save.
Dex 17 save. Let's do this. He got 16 on his save.
So he will take 26 points of fire damage. And
Nice.
I will keep that concentration up. It will continue burning around him. It sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius, dim light for an additional 30 feet.
He
Um,
bursts into flames.
and at the end of each of his turns, he can try and repeat the saving throw.
Does your fire have a particular manifestation?
I think it's that deep, like the blue of the flame, that is like the hottest part of the flame. The part you really don't want to touch. And that's
Okay.
now wreathing him. And I say, you said all that stand before you. Unfortunately for you, I'm above you.
He snarls in defiance. Shay, it is your turn. You are hurrying through the crowd. You think that maybe he chose this moment with no shadows on the stage specifically to prepare for you.
I got the feeling. So are there
Or
so-
Ilra. Either of you, you have similar powers. But not
So-
these two.
That's true. I think the moment it started to get difficult to run through the crowd, if there's any vertical surface or wall that she could be near, that was nearby, that she could get around the crowd by running up, she would, because she can move across vertical surfaces.
That's right.
So she would run into a dash and then just run up the wall and
Shay is the vampire. Not quite. She is a Dhampir. Partial vampire. Partly turned, but not fully, by a variant of Ilra in some other timeline. Long forgotten, but not by her. All right, yes, you run along the stands and you start heading toward the main dais when a figure comes barreling out of the crowd and tackles you down onto the space. You knock several people just flying out of your way. You roll up to your feet and you realize that there is a halfling woman standing in front of you, one whose mouth is full of jagged fangs.
yeah.
You
Shay-
recognize her. It is the Duchess of Venom, who the Westgate Irregulars encountered many years ago, but never defeated.
Well,
She
the
says,
moment-
"Not now, my pretty. Not now."
Well, the moment Shay would have come up, she would have come up with Alashiel, her sword, her rapier in hand, the blade already wreathed in silver fire, and then she would have been like, "I don't have time for you," and I'm going to use.
Duchess comes out with like several potion vials clutched between her fingers, and she's like,
Before she can even finish, though, I'm going to use Moonbeam.
"Okay,
So she's gonna have to make a Constitution check. As a shaft of shimmering silver moonlight falls on her, and she is bathed in well, essentially silver fire.
You call upon Illustrai, the dancer in moonlight, and bathe your opponent in silver fire. She dodges out of the way. She rolled a 20 on her save, so.
She rolled the save, but that should mean she still takes half damage. So
Correct.
I'm going to roll the damage on that.
Please do.
Okay, so yeah, so it doesn't do a lot, but definitely singed her a little bit. So I rolled a 9, so she takes half of that.
Okay. You did singe her a little bit.
Get out of my way, or I will reduce you to ash.
That is not your destiny, daughter of shadow.
My destiny is what I make it. Now get out of my way.
Oh, this is great. Okay, you're facing down with her, and what she does is she raises what looks like a shaft of reed to her lips, a blowgun. Fires a dart at you. This is gonna be great.
How close are they to me?
They're like 20 feet away from you.
Okay.
Ooh, she rolled really low though. You dodge out of the way of this dart, which sinks into the wall. Okay. So that would then be Stong. We're back to the top of the round. Stong's turn.
So Stong, after having dodged the blow of the Night King's swords, returns back with 2 strikes of his own. The first attack will be a 20. Does a 23 hit?
No, it does not. He parries that blow. He's very, very difficult.
Ooh. Then does a 32 hit?
Yes, that one does.
Okay. So then that's going to be 16 plus 16 plus 17, 33 damage. Bonus action, Stong's going to grab him with his other hand and pull him in close.
Okay, you said 16 damage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 33 total.
Oh, 33 total. Okay, too. Okay, cool.
Then he's gonna grapple him. Bonus action, Tavern Brawler.
Do you have to make a check?
We have to make opposing checks. So my athletics versus your athletics or acrobatics.
Yep. What's your result?
Be good. Ooh, 19.
Yeah, he manages to elude your grasp.
Slippery.
You delay the inevitable. You want to die once more.
I think you're delaying inevitable. You get back here and fight me.
Okay, it's his turn. He sends the Black Blade of Disaster after you. He has moved away. He kind of like shifts away from you toward Mirren, who is still standing there kind of shocked on the stage. And so the Black Blade of Disaster is gonna take a swing at you. You have damaged him several times, but he has not lost concentration on the spell.
Yeah, I assume you rolled for it.
I rolled a 13, but he has a spell bonus. So that is gonna be 22. 22 hit you?
That does hit.
Oh, dang. Okay. That it would be 22 force damage.
20 force? Okay.
Blade, when it hits you, it feels like just like it sucks flesh away. Like it just makes it no longer exist. as though you were touching a sphere of annihilation, which is literally what the blade is.
Since he hasn't even gotten past my temporary hit points, maybe it just shears off like sections of hair, the hair armor, and so you see like some of Stong's flesh underneath as it's revealed, but then the hair goes back and
just
covers
tears through your armor, and then your hair just like puffs right back out.
You'll have to do better than that.
He says, very well, and he tosses his black sword, which starts dancing through the air and strikes at you. That's right. The Night King got himself a dancing sword.
I didn't expect you to actually live up to that. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Cool.
19, does that hit you?
I have an AC of 19.
Ooh, okay. So I am doing this house roll where if it meets your AC, half damage,
Okay.
which means it's a glancing blow.
Mm-hmm.
So he does hit you for a total of, do some quick math, 15 damage. Wait, it's halved, 7 damage.
Okay.
And then the other 2 rolls were higher than that, so those are going to hit you
Okay.
for a total of 39 damage.
So
That
7
sword just
plus
hacks into
39?
you. Yes.
Okay.
So a total of 46 that you took from his sword.
Yeah, he's definitely hacked off like big pieces of the hair armor, and like that hair is not coming back.
I do appreciate how your Tensor's transformation gives you hair armor. Anyway,
I sort of imagine like the Berserk armor, like, you know, the Hellhound armor from Berserk, but made of hair.
thanks for that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Great.
That's the thing about Yang Yang that I really love. If you could make it anime, he will make it anime.
Oh yeah.
Stong going all Bayonetta on us.
Yes.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right.
Okay.
At the end of his turn, he needs to make a save again on the immolation.
Oh boy. All right. What's the DC?
17.
He did not make it. All right. How much damage does he take?
I will tell you momentarily.
The Night King's still on fire.
That's right. That's right, he is. "21 points
Cool.
of fire damage."
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have resistance to fire. Also, Mirren lets loose a spray of magic missiles that just peppers him, just like a machine gun loosed into his chest, just jabbing into him. Let's see, is 3 at first level? Okay. Yeah, all right. So it does a bunch of damage to him. Okay, it is Shay's turn. So the Duchess of Venom is still there. It's a halfling woman. It's kind of auburny hair, broken teeth.
All right. Shay just kind of, after having dodged the
She has a dagger in her hand and like a number of potion vials in the other. The blowgun wasn't very effective, so she put that away.
after having dodged the dart, Shay just kind of grins, baring her own fangs, which are much more classic vampire, and then just lunges forward with her her rapier. I'm just going to try to go into a straight up fight here.
Okay. Right.
Since with the sunlight, I can't bamf around, so I gotta
Are
make
you
do
at
with...
some kind of restriction with the sunlight?
Well, so not that I know of, but if there are shadows, I will try to use them to my advantage.
There aren't really. There's her shadow. Oh, actually, no. She doesn't have a shadow.
Well,
And the people seem to have been fleeing from around you.
yeah. Also, something that something that Shay often does, and is because since her own shadow is autonomous. But let's resolve what Shay is doing before we deal with that.
That's right.
All right. So
You cannot
like-
shadow dance through your own shadow, but you could theoretically use your shadow in another way. Anyway. Oh,
Yes.
we noted that Vane got inspiration from Garawar.
Yes,
Mhm.
thank you so
Indeed.
much, Gar.
Thanks, Gar.
let's see here.
Gar
Oh.
did really good work in Keith's game earlier.
Gar's an awesome player and an awesome DM.
I can only imagine how great a DM he would be. We should have you guest DM sometime, Gar. I think that would be really fun. Oh, 16 is not going to do it. All right, you slash your
But I
slash your
have
lash your ladder.
inspiration
Nice.
given to me by dang, Winterborn 1-2 earlier.
Excellent.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. 24.
Ooh, 24
Nice.
is definitely going to do it, though.
All right.
Yes, Winterborn 1-2, the mysterious dark fey entity
Ooh.
behind Shay's success. Anyway,
So it's 7 piercing, 10 radiant. I'm guessing I can't sneak attack. So
can't
I'm
sneak
just
attack,
going to-
but 17
So just-
damage is nothing to scoff at.
17 damage with 10 of it being radiant damage.
Yep, that stops her regeneration from working.
So Shay
deal.
lunges and skewers her with the flaming holy fire sword.
She lets out a little gasp of surprise and recoils.
All right, and let's see. Trying to pull up Shay's shadow here, which can. Let's see here. Well, so it takes an action to detach it, so I might have to wait on that.
Okay. All right, I'm just going to adjudicate the Duchess. She also has an 8 on initiative, and then I'm going to get to Vane. So
Sounds good.
the Duchess is going to. She just lobs those vials at you, Shay. So, Shay, I'm going to want you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
How far away are they from me?
Pretty good for you.
Still 20?
They're like 30, like 20 or 30 feet or so.
Oh, wait.
All right. So
21.
you mostly dodge out of the way. So the vials don't hit you directly, but they do strike the bleachers basically near you, letting out these puffs of poison gas that surround you. I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Since breath isn't strictly necessary for you, I'm going to give you advantage on the saving throw.
Okay, you said Constitution?
Yep.
All right, there's
Well,
that's
8
not-
is not going to do it.
Neither is 3.
Ooh, okay. But, yeah,
Oh.
well, at least you didn't take extra damage from this.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this poisonous corrosive gas, kind of similar to what you might expect a green dragon to breathe upon you, just fills the air, and some of the gathered crowd, they just clutch at their throats and just fall over as you know their flesh starts to melt around their mouths. You take 27 poison damage,
Ow.
which is plenty enough to kill commoners. So they just, go down. Their face is starting to melt in that corrosive gas. The
Yeah.
Duchess of Venom, true to her name, starts cackling madly.
A little cough, but that she and clearly it's hurting her, but she will stop breathing at that point, since she does not have to.
All right. Vane, it is your
Yes.
turn.
I would like to activate my blade song so a dirge rings out. And then I would like to do I want to get down there yet?
All right. Vane starts singing of sorrow and pain and darkness. And it is compelling. It's sad. It strikes the heart.
She's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Why, thank you. From way up high. Why, thank you. And I will, I'm gonna go ahead and leap on down there because this feels like a good time to me. I feel like it's a, let's get some, let's get some,
Are you just
You know
physically
what?
jumping
no,
down there?
I lied. I'm not gonna leap down yet. I'm gonna use a firebolt. So I'm gonna maintain my concentration on what I'm doing and then throw a firebolt as well.
Okay. Awesome.
After my blade song is active. 17 to hit.
Vane pulls out her sword, swings it around, gathers flame, throws it down at the Night King. 17 is not going to hit. However, he deflects it with the sword and it bounces off, catches in the arena, flames start spreading.
Not what I was hoping for.
Okay.
Fair enough, though.
All right, that's going to make it top of the round. Stong Macguck.
Okay,
Bring
so
it, buddy.
Stong is going to continue to attack the Night King, but in the meantime, he's going to try to position himself between the Night King and Mirren.
Okay. So you try to move around. The Blade of Disaster is still following you, cutting at you, slashing at you.
Okay.
Disintegrating the air as it passes through.
Oh.
So you hear this faint little like sucking sound every time the blade moves as the air displaces to accommodate it.
First attack on the Night King is a 27.
That's gonna hit.
Okay, second attack on the Night King. Oh, natural 20, 35 total.
Oh. Okay. Yes. You narrowly hit him with the first blow. He partly deflects it, it cuts along his arm, and then you bring it back and just bury it into his ribs. Okay, how much damage are we looking at?
Because Stong is an orc, he gets an extra die of crit. So instead of 2d8, he'd be a 3d8.
Stong's only a half orc, but yeah. we know.
So that is going to be in total.
What kind of weapon is this? Is this your super magical sword here?
This is the longsword. I don't know if Sebastian's buff is still active, but Tensor's transformation adds extra damage.
Sebastian's buff is still active.
Oh, well then. Let's go.
So his sword has a wrapping, like a mystical like chain wrapped around the hilt, which is created by a Rashomon wizard, artificer, and it enhances the damage of the weapon to a significant degree.
47 plus 31. 78?
You do 78 damage to him?
Yes, with these two attacks.
Okay.
Just a casual.
Just casually just
dropping 78 damage.
Hot damn. I mean, that the weapon wrapping does what? Plus 5d6 damage?
46.
46. Okay,
So it could have
it's
been
not
worse.
so bad.
Yeah.
It could have been worse.
Yeah, bonus action. I'm going to try to grab him again.
This is the magic of the Vrimyani. Vane probably doesn't know much about that magic, but that's real impressive. Like that, Okay. Yeah, you just bury your sword. It goes like halfway through his body. It's, it stops at his spine. It just, and
Yeah.
narrowly stops from cutting him in half.
And as Stong tries to shove it in, like exerting, you can see him like all of his muscles tense up as he's exerting force and trying to bring it that
you're
last.
shoving him back and just driving him away from Mirren.
Yeah.
And he reaches out toward her and narrowly misses touching her as you just drive him back with your sword.
Bonus action
And he
grapple.
looks up at you. Okay. Go ahead and make a check.
Nice.
29.
Ooh, 29. That's gonna be hard.
Athletics or acrobatics?
You got a 30. Oh my god. Okay. So you you grab for him and he narrowly slips your grasp. I rolled a natural 20.
Nice.
Like that's how he can defeat you, right? He has a plus 10. You have what? Plus 17?
Plus 17, yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. Anyway. Okay, so he narrowly eludes you grasping him.
Yep. Bard plus expertise plus
He
athletics.
tears himself free of your sword, just blood just like trenching the dais. He holds his black sword wide. Let me see. You just did what, you did
78?
I think
Yeah, all right.
78
Can
is-
he make that concentration check to preserve his? Okay, the black blade of disaster winks out of existence.
Ha ha ha.
What other tricks you got?
All right, he's totally lost all rationality. All right.
Oh, and I'm gonna make it worse on my turn.
Okay, it is his turn. He is still on fire. He's just been struck by your massive blow. He speaks dark words of some eldritch tongue. Vane, you have heard beyond the borders of this universe, in the far realm, when you went to save the multiverse itself. He speaks the words to a spell that is just the darkest
Counterspell.
the darkest spell you have
Nice.
ever heard. Okay, all right.
Spell.
Make your roll. Make
At-
your roll.
Oh, 5th level, 6th level, 5th level.
Make your
5th
decision.
level. Level 5. Counterspell.
Fifth, okay, that's not gonna do it. So make a roll.
Okay. DC was 10 plus the spell's level. Okay.
You know what, Eric? You know what is gonna do it? Your amazing DM during this session, because Gerald Ford just donated. Wait, Gerald Ford just donated $100 to get your DM campaign consultation. Thank you for donating to Extra Life, Gerald.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, that's
Oh
awesome.
my god, I look forward to
Awesome.
chatting with you about that.
I'm
Oh my god. Oh, I love consulting about games. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you so much.
So-
All right, what'd you roll?
That's awesome. It is going to be this +4. It's the dirty 20 plus 4. 24. DC is 10 plus the spell's level. So I don't think he could have. I mean, I
All
don't
right.
know. If he's
All right.
casting a level
This is what happens.
16
So
spell.
you break some of his magical ability. You stop the full force of the spell from taking effect. All that happens is, Song, you experience this kind of wave of darkness that kind of knocks you off of your stance for a second. But Vane has protected you from the full force of that magic. Like, the Night King was unleashing powers from the far realm against you, and she managed to stop it. Vane, you feel a certain backlash from breaking that spell. And essentially what happens is that you are dazed and you have disadvantage on anything you do on your next action, which is going to happen right now. Although I got to finish up the Night King's turn. Okay, so that dancing sword is still going to attack Stong there. So
Didn't
I'm
it
going to.
disappear last turn?
He had the Black Blade of Disaster, and he
Oh,
also
he had
threw
two.
his own sword, which was a dancing sword.
Got it.
So the dancing sword doesn't rely on his concentration. 20 AC. Does that hit you?
That does hit.
Okay, so he hits you twice then.
Okay.
And that is going to do a total of 32 points of damage as the blade cuts to you. The sword then lands back in his hand, and he catches it and spins around. He seems to have gone totally wild. All right, Vane, it is your turn.
He needs to save on the fire.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, here we go. So it's a fortitude save?
Dex 17.
Dex 17. All right, he made it that time, so he managed to
So that's gone.
get rid of the flames. Okay. Man, that immolation really makes a statement. Okay. So yeah, Vane, it is your turn. You are disoriented. Like the backlash of that counter, you feel like you countered a spell that was beyond mortal ken. And the sweet pain that it has brought into your head and into your body is something that you rarely experience.
I will. So I played song up. I would like to cast Blur on myself.
Okay. All right. That just automatically goes off. Your body blurs, shifting and wavering to all those who can see you. And you kind of stagger, catch yourself with your balance.
I feel that I'm disoriented, so I don't want to. Well, you know what? I make bad choices.
You feel your heart thudding in your head. Like madness gripped you, but you slipped through just barely. Go for it.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, I will. I will use the Raven Queen's blessing to get down in the thick of stuff now.
Okay, excellent. So logically, anyone should flee from such a terrible experience.
And yet,
Vane runs right toward it. Just appears.
Like, oh, this is fun.
Semi-incorporeal. Like her flesh and her body is partly ethereal. You could see through her, and she appears in this blast of gray flame and shadow amongst upon the dais near the Night King and Stong. So now the Night King is facing the two of them, and he looks pissed. All right, Shay's turn.
All right. So,
may I do one other thing before we're
Oh yes,
done?
please.
I would like to intentionally rip off a piece of my shirt or cloth, slice
Okay.
my hand on my blade, soak
Blood
it in
starts
the blood,
dripping.
and chuck it behind him.
Whoa.
It's like you're inviting him to a date of some kind, a bloodletting. Wow, the various courtship rituals of the Shadar-Kai and the vampires of. Oh yes, okay.
I mean, they'd make a crazy cool couple.
We have a good time.
terrifying.
They would rule the city and or the world.
Like I said, if he hadn't been so horrible to someone I care about, he sounds like a really good time.
Okay, Shay, it is your turn.
All right.
You're still facing the Duchess. She's a little. You ran her through. She pulled herself free of your blade.
I'm going to
You cannot interfere. You will not interfere.
I'll do whatever I want. And then she'll just say the words, "Come out to play." And her shadow will like kind of lengthen and twist and detach and flit behind the Duchess, where it kind of rises up to form an indistinct kind of hazy version of her with a black sword.
The black sword and a scarf that covers her lower face.
A cracked mask covering the upper half.
Right. A Shay from another world, from another time, from memories only hazily recalled.
And then that Shay We'll try to hit.
Let's
Make an
go.
attack.
Got
All right,
Shay and Shade.
Go.
Do you want me
Shay
to
and
use,
shade. Exactly.
Nice.
Do you want me to use the
Yeah, just your attack roll is fine.
just my regular attack roll? All right.
Yep. This is exact same.
Perfect. Ugh, that's only a 14 though.
Okay. Somehow the Duchess dodges around that strike. And now she is facing the two of you. Okay.
You still have a chance to run. I suggest you take it.
Make an intimidation check.
All right. Let me. Not my strongest, but only an 11.
Okay, she palms this dagger, which is clearly a dagger of venom. Like you could tell, because the edge starts to be coated with green poison. And, I mean, she's keeping true to her aesthetic, right? She lunges at you with this dagger. Maybe she should have fled. She's still going to strike. Ah, bad luck approaches. She rolls a 4, does not hit you. You manage to dodge out of the
Nice.
way.
Mm.
Now you are flanking her with your shadow double. All right, Stong. You are facing the Night King. Mirren is also there. She is looking strangely subdued, like uncertain. She says, but he, my father. Okay, Stong, your turn.
So, when Vayne had counterspelled the spell earlier, Stong wanted to send like the mental telepathic connection, just like the image of a big thumbs up, like just prominently in your mind.
And
And-
nod.
Just the nod. And then when he hears Mirren say that behind him, he's gonna turn real quick, like just a real quick sidelong glance, and he's gonna say, "But not all fathers are family. We'll talk about this later." And then he's going to
For Stong to say something like that. Okay.
attacking the Night King again with his swords. Does 29 hit?
29 does hit.
Oh, that's another
Well, and you
freaking
had him
20!
grappled too, right?
No, I missed. He rolled
Oh,
a
you missed on the grapple.
crit.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Did you just crit him?
I did. Yeah,
Oh, how
my
much-
second attack was a crit. I haven't rolled the damage yet, but maybe Stone looks for an opening when he does he get distracted by the bloody dagger?
You know, he is at less than half hit points, and Vayne's blood did distract him. So yeah, he looked away. He paused and like looked, and at that point you just drove your sword home. Okay, roll me some damage, buddy.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So once again, Stong is a half orc. He gets an extra die on his crit weapon rolls. Eric likes to play with heavy crits. So
I do.
D20 is thinking. Oh, I rolled real nice this time. I think that's gonna be around like 110. Let me look at this. 110 damage. Just say that for now.
He had 145 hit points. He's now down to 35 hit points.
Bonus action,
Christ. Okay, yeah.
Bardic Inspiration to Vayne.
Just
Thank
drive your sword through him like it's nothing. Like, you know, like it's a stake through his heart. Just like, blah! and you pin him to the ground. That's how devastating your blow was.
Yeah, so maybe Stong like parries him with his shield, and he just brings his arm back as far as he can, just drives it forward with all his rage and might, pinning him like you said. And then as he's pinned to the ground, he looks at Vayne, and he gives her a nod back, and that's his bardic inspiration. Because Stong is a Valor Bard, you may add it to your damage instead of your to hit, if you wish.
And what's
And
the
what die is it?
D12.
D12. Nice. All right. The Night King goes. All right. So you see a kind of clarity comes into his eyes, an understanding that the end is near, that after his centuries of predation and darkness and depravity, all is coming to an end. He casts a spell, even as he spit it on your blade, and just
counterspell?
turns into. Okay. Sure.
Nice.
Sure. Go ahead.
Let's go
What
ahead
level?
Let's go ahead and do that at 5th again.
Okay. You counter his spell. His spell doesn't go off. He coughs.
Actually, I'm sorry. We'll cast it at 6th because I.
Yep. Okay. It goes off. Black blood flows from his mouth. He tears himself off of your sword. Like it just comes out of his body, doing more damage to himself. I'm going to mark that down. And he just staggers toward Mirren, hand out. It just manages to
Is
just
he
kind of
trying
like.
to attack her?
Well, he just and she reaches out kind of tentatively, and their fingers just barely touch each other. And he shivers like, ugh. Okay, and then it is Vayne's turn. That's all
Okay.
he did. What you gonna do?
Did it seem like that? Because did it seem like he performed some sort of transfer of power? Is there any sort of visible change that happened there?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, 16. Not what I was looking for.
Something happened. Like some flare of magic happened, but you're not sure what it was. You don't know much about Mirren. You have never met her before. Okay, let me describe Mirren briefly. So Mirren is a young woman. She looks, for a human, she's probably maybe 19 or 20. Although based on what you've heard about her, she must be much older. That's just how old she looks. She has very dark brown skin covered in tattoos, black tattoos, and a shock of blue hair, although she has grown it out to be fairly long, and it's coiled behind her in a complex coif, kind of similar to what Artemisia had, really. She's dressed resplendently, like, this is a formal affair. The black tattoos all over her skin, like on her face, on her head, on her arms, start to glow faintly blue. And her eyes are these iridescent blue, crystalline sort of color. And she kind of staggers back a little bit and looks confused, and her tattoo starts to glow blue. But that's really all you can get from your
So-
Arcana check.
Just on a purely mechanical level, was he out of my threat range? Because I have Sentinel, so I potentially could have interrupted that if he was moving away from me.
He was out of your threat range until he touched her, but you are basically next to her, so he is now in your threat range.
Okay.
So he basically moved into your threat range.
Let's just
Or
finish.
he has kind of staggered into your threat range. You couldn't have interrupted him from touching her, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But that's
No,
all he
no,
could
what I
really
was wondering is
accomplish.
if I could have had an attack of opportunity on
Right,
him before
I got
he
you.
got to her.
Yeah, he wasn't that close to you.
Okay. Okay, let's finish this then. I would like to take my first attack with a booming blade on him.
Excellent.
With my 9 lives.
So you conjure magic into your 9 live stealer sword.
Um,
That is the dark evil's feeling sword, which she finally draws, and like it has like this black blade with like yellow veins through it. Like it looks like something forged in a lower plane, which is definitely where she got it.
and I think some of the tattoos surrounding it sort of darken and almost merge into the pattern of the blade for that.
Oh yes.
So first attack is going to be +9 to hit. 27 to hit.
You didn't roll a crit, did you? Okay, it looks like you did not. Okay.
Did not.
You did hit though.
I did hit, I did not crit.
Okay.
But it was with a booming blade, so it's gonna also get 2d8 on top of that.
Very good.
So let's see here. Booming blade. Oh, that rolled everything looks like. So ignore the to hit. Well, it would hit anyway.
Yep.
And then so that was 27 to hit.
Yep.
Did that factor everything in?
It's like 11 slashing damage,
Plus the
12
booming
booming blade damage, 23 damage.
Okay, plus I should get a bonus from having it from something.
The bardic
something.
inspiration.
You can roll an
No, I
extra
haven't yet
d12.
applied the bardic inspiration. Yeah, I'm going to throw that in there. Sorry, I'm just making sure I hit.
Oh, it says
everything that
total
I can.
one-hand damage 39. Are you going to use the bardic
Ooh.
inspiration too?
Yeah, let's throw that in there.
Nice.
So throwing a d12 in, and this is my first attack, and then I will have a second. He cannot
Okay.
move now that he is wreathed in booming blade goodness.
Well, he
It's an extra
can, but
7.
he really shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
Okay.
Can't move without consequences.
All right. You
Um,
did 46 damage to him.
And then
Pretty
on
good.
my second attack, I
Oh,
will.
his body dissolves into a cloud of mist.
fair enough.
Oh.
I mean, you can still strike it if you want to.
Do I have anything that will keep him from going elsewhere?
The booming blade, the crackling booming magic is still around that cloud of mist.
So he can't really go anywhere, right?
I mean, he
in
shouldn't.
theory? Yeah, I think. What can I do here?
The Duchess of Venom is still fighting with Shay. You
How far away are
could-
they?
They are within 20 or 30 feet
Yeah,
of you.
20 or 30
so
feet.
you could hit them with a cantrip of some kind if you wanted
Sure,
to.
let's just go ahead and do that with a firebolt, I guess.
Okay, so you strike the Night King. He turns into a cloud of mist, and then you throw out your hand and shoot a blast of flame. All right, make a roll.
So 15 to hit.
Okay, she's gonna dodge that bolt of flame. All right.
And that's all for now, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna, move a little bit back. No, never mind. Scratch that. I'm fine. I'm fine where I am.
All right. Shay, it is your turn. So the Duchess
right.
of Venom is still there.
Mm.
Between you and your shadow. It seems that Vane and Stong working together have cut down the Night King, but there is now a cloud of mist that his body has turned
you
into.
know, I'm sorry. You know, let me use that inspiration from Gar
Oh,
to try
okay.
and.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, heck yeah.
Thanks, Gar.
Yeah.
Good call, buddy.
Fingers crossed.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh,
So that's a
damn. All right. Yeah, that
22?
definitely hits.
Heck yes.
All right.
Sweet.
Burst of Flame hits the Duchess of Venom.
So 15 points of damage.
Yeah, okay. That's decent. Okay.
Oh wait, no. Sorry, 22 points? No, 15 points of damage. Yeah, sorry. Different things.
Okay,
Calculating
yep,
different
it's
places.
all good.
Yes.
All right. Okay, that draws the attention of the Duchess of Venom, who looks around at the dais and sees the Night King has been cut down. Literally, you two did 350 or more points of damage to him in just a few rounds, which is pretty great.
High level
And,
gameplay.
She looks terrified. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Maybe she's gonna take you up on that invitation to flee. Anyway, Shay, it is your turn.
Well, I'm not gonna give her the opportunity.
Yeah, I thought as much.
I'm with since she is now in between myself and my shadow. I'm going to do the stabby stab. 26 to
Yep,
hit,
that hits, definitely.
and that's 18. And because of flanking, I can sneak attack, correct?
Yeah, you can definitely cheese
Or
her with your
34.
shadow, yeah.
Heck yeah.
42 damage, 10 of it being radiant.
Okay.
As I take advantage of that distraction to run her
Yeah,
through
you,
with the blade again.
Hot damn. Okay. That definitely hurt. Okay.
All right, and then Shadow Shay can
Yeah, that's right.
also stabby stab. That's a 27.
Yeah, it hits.
Yeah. Although, how do you want to run her weapon? Because she's not using a law shield.
She just does the shadow
base.
damage, which
Okay.
in this case is 3d10 necrotic damage, which
Yeah.
is different from what shadows normally do, but that's what it is for her.
Okay. I'll just do 3d10.
Yeah, just keep that in mind. That's how much
Yeah.
damage she does.
Okay, I'll make a note. 3d10, 18 damage from the. But I'm guessing because vampire, I'm guessing that gets reduced.
It does, somewhat. I mean, it still hurts, but
Yeah.
not as much. Okay, yeah. So the Duchess of Venom gets to go next. She voluntarily turns into a cloud of mist and sinks through the floorboards. Okay,
All right.
thank you. Stong. Night
How,
King has dissolved into a cloud of mist and is floating near Vane.
so
And Mirren, I guess.
there's natural sunlight and it's not affecting his mist either, right?
Doesn't seem to be.
I
Interesting.
have an idea, but it'll have to wait till we get back to me for that.
And how slowly is it moving away? Like, do I get the sense if I do something else this round, will it be gone by the time I turn my attention back to it?
Okay. Based on your experience fighting vampires, you have a very, very brief window of opportunity to do something about this cloud of mist before it escapes. It might be just this round before it escapes. Because you are standing on a construction of wood, it might just filter down through the floorboards and escape that way. It might be able to just flow out of the way. The mist doesn't move very fast, but if it can get down through a wall or a floor, it could have elude you that way.
Okay. In that case, let's drop the tensors and go for a wall of force, and let's see if we can cage it. So nothing physical can pass through the wall. It also extends into the ethereal plane.
They have fought vampires
Yeah.
before.
So I'll
They
point
know
out,
their shit.
my moonbeam is still there. It's a concentration spell. and it deals radiant damage.
Heck yeah.
You can't shapeshift once when you're in a moonbeam, can you?
No,
So it couldn't turn. Could it turn into a Stephen?
Moonbeam can make the
If
target
something's-
inside of it revert to their natural form.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You're gonna wall of force.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how far away is the moonbeam from me and the Night King?
Like 20
20
feet. I can move
30
at 60. I can move at 60. So
Okay, so how about this then? I'll make the wall of force. It's 10 contiguous plates of 10 by 10, and then I'll shape it to funnel it into the moonbeam. So it has nowhere to go except for
Nice.
the moonbeam.
I am picturing this like anime moment of like like a cage of force appears around this cloud.
Yeah.
You can vaguely see the Night King's face in the cloud, like "Rah," like in this very Mummy Returns sort of way.
nice.
Love
But
it.
it cannot escape that wall of force.
So yeah, so Stong's holding his focus on it. He
Mirren
look-
is staring at the wall like panting hard, but not stopping you.
Stong looks exhausted for a moment, but he manages to stave it off. And I guess he'll take that moment then to turn to Mirren and then say, I know he's your blood, but is he really your family?
So she's panting. She's unsure. Her eyes seem far away, staring at something that you can't quite see. And then she looks over at you and says, "Destroy him."
All right.
Well, that's quite a reversal.
Okay, so you wall of force. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Night King, he's trapped, can't do anything. Dane's turn.
If I throw a fireball in there, it's gonna be protected because it's a wall of force, right? It's not gonna be able to go
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Let's make it an exploding cube of doom and gloom.
So you turn that wall of force into a microwave.
Yes. Yes, I do. And
All right,
let's
there's
pop
this-
that to 4th level just for funsies.
Inferno of Flame. Go ahead and roll some damage, please. I think at 4th level it's what, 10?
96.
9, okay.
Yeah, 27 points of damage of flame.
Note that down in my notes. All right. What remains in there? It's mostly ash, but there is still maybe faintly something moving. Shay's turn.
Shay will motion her hand, and the moonbeam will redirect and strike across the like right on top of the wall, the force cage. And he will have to make a Constitution check, con saving throw. And if he counts as a shape changer, it's at disadvantage.
He does.
Nice.
What's his DC?
It's only a 16.
Okay, he did make it.
Still takes half damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll me
Um,
some damage.
Let's see here.
And in the meantime, Eric, somebody bought you a cookie.
Oh,
And it
it's
is
cookie time. Final
fortune-
battle cookie.
Yes.
Who was
it's-
it?
It was original Angston.
Who was it? Oh, Angston. I'm so glad that you got to watch some of the show. I know you were concerned because you were very busy today, but I'm glad that you got to participate with this experience with us. This is for you, buddy.
All this with no milk.
Oh yeah.
Who
But that
needs milk
is
when you have whiskey.
That's
That is
right.
14 damage.
I did
14
have 3
radiant
glasses
damage.
of cognac, so
Oh my goodness.
how much damage? What?
So I rolled 14 radiant damage, so he would take half, but then that moonbeam just stays where I put it until the time runs out or I lose concentration. And he has to make that check every turn.
Wow. Stong, it is now your turn. You see that under the light of the moon, the flames of Vane's magic, entrapped by your own song, the Night King finally disintegrates and is no more.
Oh. Stong's shoulders relax. It is like a great tension has left his body. He drops the wall of force, and he turns in turn to Vane and then Shay and gives them each a nod. Good work.
Sorry, I got held up.
My eyes are still trained on Mirren.
She seems unsure, shaky. And she looks
Think-
back at Vane.
I don't know her, so I have to rely on those of you who do here.
Yeah.
If this is normal or not. Also, the stadium is on fire.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
The stadium
will-
is on fire.
Yeah, the
All right.
stadium is
Happens
on
all the
fire.
People
time.
arrive-
Westgate's
Well-
used to this.
The Westgate Watch arrives. They start putting out the flames, ushering people out. The heroes of Westgate, the Westgate Irregulars, have come to save the day once again. One of them looks very new, like completely not a usual member, but like Shay Darksong is often a member of the Westgate Irregulars. And
Yeah.
Stong Makuk, the Smashing Basher, his final performance in the arena, where he slew the fucking Night King. Sorry, I used the F-bomb.
we got one.
Yeah, we.
Vane, whose hand is still bleeding, holds it up and waves at Mirren.
Shay will walk up
She
and
smiles
just kind of.
faintly. She says, "Thank you. Thank you. It was what needed to happen."
Shay will walk up and give Mirren a hug, and just be
Mirren
like,
will return your hug.
"Are you okay?"
I am now.
Stong wishes to join, and he will step up
Group
to.
hug.
Mm-hmm.
Group hug.
And then he will, as he's hugging her, he puts his head, he like lowers his head to rest it on her shoulder gently. And he'll say to her, "How do you feel now that your father is gone?" He wants to insight to see if there's anything wrong.
Okay, make an insight check.
Yeah, I'm gonna also make an insight check on
Please
this
do. Please do.
10.
because I am the concern. Let's see.
I am the worry.
Oh right, wait. Let me double check something.
You said this was the finale, but this was only episode 1.
But this is only the
Yes.
beginning.
Inventory.
Oh, but remember, Shay still has true seeing, so there's any of those
I do.
things.
I do.
So good.
Let's see here.
Mirren does not look any different to you,
Okay.
All right.
but she looks settled. She
Okay.
responds to your question that she feels free.
Vane looks at her ability to
Oh.
perceive things about people and goes, Seems fine to me.
Well, I did get a 24 on insight.
Ooh,
so-
nice.
Yes, she is giving you unpleasant vibes all of a sudden. Like there's something dark and unsure about her.
Oh, not Mirren.
And that is all the time we have
Oh,
for the
no!
game tonight.
Mirren.
Thank you so much, adventurers. Thank you so much, audience, for coming with us on this adventure. Part 1 of Westgate Destiny. The Night King is slain, but is the darkness banished? Spoiler alert, the answer is no.
What?
Thank you so much.
Wait,
Thank you.
the rest of the season isn't just a party?
Thank you so much, Jen Crutchford.
What?
Thank you
Democratic
so much,
elections
Allie
party?
Pitchford. Thank you so much,
What?
Yang Yang Wang. Thank you so much, Rhiannon Held. Thank you so much, audience, for coming with us on this great adventure. I have been Eric's got to be the DM of the Westgate Irregulars campaign. And we started this campaign 2.5 years ago, and we will see it through to the end. Before the end of this year, I believe. Don't miss the episodes we have to come. Thank you so much. Take it away, Allie.
Hi, everybody. I am, as ever, Alexandra Pitchford, an author and game designer. I write mostly fantasy fiction, but sometimes sci-fi. And you can check out my currently my serialized novella, The Phantom Your Job, set in my Grey Mantle setting, on my Patreon. The first chapter is free. And I've got 3 chapters up so far with more to come. So lots of other fun goodies there as well. So I definitely recommend checking it out. The lowest tier available is like $1. So there's no reason not to give it a try.
Absolutely. I can personally attest that Allie is an excellent creative mind and you will not be disappointed. Please check out her work. I highly encourage it.
Thank you.
Jen, tell us about yourself and where to find you.
I am Jen Kretschmer. You can find me for the time being. I am still on Twitter at DreamWisp. I am at DreamWisp on most of the socials. I am at DreamWisp Jen on Twitch. I stream on Twitch. On my own channel on Tuesdays, I am on Children of Erte over on Demiplane RPG's channel, 6 p.m. Pacific, where we are going through all sorts of weirdness in a wonderful, magical world, DM'd by Deborah Ann Wool. I'm an author, I'm a performer. I do a whole bunch of wild stuff, and I have some really exciting stuff that I will be announcing as soon as I get the okay to announce it. So follow on the various places, and it will be across all of those places. So
Look
Yeah, I
forward
can
to
talk about
that.
it.
Jen
Yeah.
has contributed to numerous things that you have played. Certainly, if you played Candlekeep stuff, that has been an excellent example of her creative abilities. And Children of Arte is fantastic. Definitely check
Thanks.
it out. I mean, you know, once you exhaust all of the content of this show, definitely check out Children of Arte.
we are
No,
20
you can check it out before. We have
26
hundreds of
episodes
hours.
in. They're
Ooh.
2-hour
Nice.
episodes, and you can always speed them up.
So
They're
much-
podcastable, and
So
all of
much
that.
good content. Oh man, the collection
Yeah.
of talent that goes into that show.
and now it's
Amazing.
currently my only show. Everything else has wrapped for the year, so like,
Oh my god.
yeah, I don't know what to do with
Amazing.
myself. I'm like, wait, I have evenings.
What? Free
What do I do
time?
with myself? Work.
Amazing.
The answer is I have a lot of other work that I have to do.
Hey, new project.
Fair.
Thank you so much for joining us on the stream,
Thank you for
Jen.
having
I
me.
know
This was so
I know
much
you
fun.
are so busy,
Yeah.
but I
No,
always
it's
Yeah, I
so
really
much fun.
appreciate
I
it.
love
Yeah.
playing with you.
I love
Yeah,
playing
you're
with you too.
always
All of
always
you. This is
fantastic at to play with.
delight. So
Yang Yang.
Hi, I'm Yang Wang. I am one of the dungeon scrawlers here on this channel. Normally I play Wednesdays with Eric, but lately I've been playing on Tuesdays as part of the Convolution here on this channel. You can also catch me this Monday, where I will be playtesting a TTRPG that just successfully funded on Kickstarter called The Crowned, where we will be playing...
yeah.
Heck yeah. So we'll be playing gods of our choice. And I believe we have the god of rock, like literal physical rocks. And I think I'm playing the god of shade. So what the word shade means, you will have to watch to find out. I want to also thank everybody for being here, all the viewers out there who have stuck with us for just this episode or for the entire Extra Life stream that we have done today. Eric and I have played 12 hours of games, and I don't know about you. Maybe Eric's on a nice little sugar high, but I am freaking exhausted. Coming to the end.
Someone kept me moving. Shout out to Amanda for bringing me these cookies in the middle of the day today, which is pretty amazing.
They did their job.
Yeah, that's
they did
awesome.
their job. We're gonna try and go to sleep now. Okay.
So coming to the end of the stream, we've raised a total of we've raised over $2,000, which is fan-freaking-tastic. You know, thank you everybody who donated, and to everybody who played in any of the games today, such as Garowar. I made over 750 of my own personal goal of 1,000, so I am pretty close. And I just want to give everyone a quick reminder that we have a number of items that are still unclaimed that will be available for the next week until the 12th. These include one-shots, these include t-shirts, so we'll periodically remind you about the page, so please talk to your groups and see if you
you're
can find the
still
funds.
considering, there is still time to donate to Extra Life. We would absolutely love to field your donation, and the kids need it, and we're happy to help. So please do, and get yourself an amazing experience that you wouldn't necessarily have an opportunity to get otherwise.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we still have a number of giveaways to close, and I just want to give people 30 seconds to 60 seconds. If you want to enter for the $25 Norse Foundry gift certificate, exclamation mark ticket into the chat. If you want to enter for a digital copy of Stargazer's Guide.
Show you my Norse Foundry dice. These are extremely pretty.
They are gorgeous.
I also plan to let's see. So I also have this set, which are the black and red ones, which I am going to send to Allie. That is the thing that I plan to send you, that I asked you for your address for.
Thank you.
Norse Foundry gave me 2 sets, and I see no better use of the second than to send it to you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So if you want to get a beautiful set of dice like that, you can with the $25 gift certificate, exclamation mark ticket one last time. And it's exclamation mark enter for the Stargazers copy. I said that already, but I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
I'm on
Long
sort of
day.
repeat, So
We're also going to do a giveaway of some of my copies of Femmes Fatale, I believe. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to manifest, and I'm a little bit too tired to think of all the ways that it might work.
Yeah.
So
How about let's do it on stream?
that out.
Yeah, how about we'll do it on Wednesday stream, and we'll run a copy of.
We'll do it on Wednesday stream. So tune in on Wednesday, and we'll get this done.
Yeah.
And part of it on Discord
Likewise.
as well.
Yeah.
And I do want to plug real quick. I don't know when we're gonna do it yet, but there's gonna be at least one more episode of the Grey Mantle game to come in the coming weeks. So please check that out.
There certainly will be.
It is so much fun, and the other players and Eric are just phenomenal. It's definitely worth a watch.
100%. All right, so
Hey.
we decided on some winners.
Yeah, exclamation mark ticket, exclamation mark enter, exclamation mark ticket. But I just closed it. Okay, so we are picking 3 winners for the Stargazer's Guide to Aurora. And winner number 1 is going to be Gelatinous Rubik's Cube.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I love that username. Oh my god.
That's a great name.
That's a really great username.
Amazing.
Winner number 2 is going to be Scion YD3.
Nice.
Okay.
And winner number 3 is going to be Cuppa Tiefling.
Oh, I
I
love that.
love it.
That's a great name too.
Good names all around.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Terrific
yeah.
names.
The Aurora stuff is great. You will definitely enjoy that.
So for the Norse, so congratulations to all 3 winners. And for the Norse Founder giveaway, because we hit over $2,000 on our giveaway, we will be giving away 2 of these gift certificates.
Fantastic.
So let's see. First winner is Gawain, no. And the second winner,
All I can think of is just watching Green Knight, like, or reading it and just being like, Gawain, no.
Gawain, no.
Gawain, yes.
Gawain's such a nerd.
Yeah, bad decision, Gawain. And the second winner is the
Teenager
mediocre,
making bad choices.
just like Vane. So the second winner is mediocre gamer. Congratulations, the two of you.
Yay.
I will
Congratulations.
Nice.
message all of you via Twitch. Yes, that's the platform that we're on. Or we'll message you via Twitch and we'll figure out how to get you those amazing prizes.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah.
You have completed Extra Life, having gained an extra life and granted extra lives to millions of needy children. Thank you so much. Keep watching Twitch, watch some of these lovely, talented people, watch some of our stuff too. And we will see you in the future. Until the next time, stay scrawly.